country. If maybe because of our friends here that keep asking for my release, and then when I went to the police station, they transfer us from the division police officer, DPOs, to the divisional officer in Rigachuku, to the CID office. When they took us to the CID office, they tell me to write a report. I said, I will not write statement. I have to call my
Um, but Ibrahim, please, I'm sorry, I have to just interject right now. I will really want you to continue what you're saying. It's very, very important we listen to your narrative of what you went through. But I just have to just jump in real quick because we have a guest today on the platform. Prophet Issa El Buba is here. Dan Bello is here. Ibrahim Ose is here. Amazing Nigerians are up here. People that participated fully in the whole, with their chest out there on the streets. The past end bad governance protest. I told you guys at the beginning of the space that I am expecting a guest, and if he comes, he will come. And here they are. It's good to have you on the platform, Prophet Issa. Ibrahim, I'm going to come back to you, but Prophet Issa's time is highly limited, so I just want him to come in. Then from him, I'll come back to you. Then we'll circle to Dan Bello. Momi Bolale is our house, so today we have guests. Today we have. Please let's be patient with these people. Let's listen to them. Prophet Issa, good evening, sir. How are you doing today?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening. How are you doing? It's a pleasure having you on the platform today.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be with all of you and to be able to squeeze this time to engage your team.
Thank you very much, sir. It's honestly encouraging seeing what you did in Plateau State, how much you pushed consistently. I will always say it on this platform, we are very big on holding accountability to leaders. You're one religious leader that I would say stood out in the midst of the multitude. You came out, you pushed your people, you supported your people. It's very, very, very important for us to know that we appreciate you. Want you to understand that what you did is encouraging. It's something that young Nigerians will always look up to and say, indeed, there are people that stood for us when every other person cowered. Thank you so much, sir. So I would love to hear your own views. We are discussing today on the protest. We're having a review on the protest today. I want to know the impacts it had on the mass, on you as a person, the lessons and way forward. In just as long as you can go, please let's give you the space so you can just break down the reviews for yourself, impacts, lessons, and way forward for the Nigerian people. Thank you. You have the space, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate the contributions and the sacrifices of everyone to be able to see the new Nigeria. And we can say that this protest has been able to achieve its aim and also been able to pass the message. From what it is, virtually most of let me use the word, the religious leaders step down and withdraw from anything that has to do with the protest. But the reason why I came out, first of all, to declare that the system has to be overhauled and the presidency will have to act on certain issues. It's because I had a definite encounter while I was on the national tour. I was going state to state and I was just looking at the true state of what Nigerians were going through before God spoke to me. And I had to make the what people term now as the worry declaration and give the government the time. If they don't act, then we will get on the street. Now, the movement for the new Nigeria is a vision, is a roadmap to save Nigeria from collapse. And if we're going to rebuild it on a solid foundation of freedom, justice, and mutual respect and shared prosperity, then that means that we must be willing to go the extra mile to make all the sacrifices that are required. Now, as a father and a grandfather, I'm not supposed to, at this stage of my life, I have fought through for this country from my youthful days, and I have not shy away from facing the reality and the consequences of every action. But now, by God's grace, I'm a grandfather, and it shouldn't be at this stage doing what I'm doing. But we all know that no matter how blessed you are, no matter how successful you are, if what you're doing do not translate into the transformation and the liberty of the ordinary people on the street, that means you have not started living. And it was because of that I made the declaration, and my people all came out, and there, and Plateau State, it was properly guided. Myself and the former Minister of Information, Minister of Sport, and we were able to guide the young people. That's the advantage of what happened on the plateau. We didn't leave the young people to themselves. We guided the young people. We showed them the way on how to go. Yes, there were certain Indians, some of them that were very, very rebellious or very stubborn, but we also saw the hand of God because God was in it, and we could see their stubborn or stony heart melted away, and now they had a heart of flesh, and they were willing to take instruction. People that were paid to come and disrupt the process in the midst of tens of thousands, they could not succeed, but rather were able to raise a very strong security network among the young people, and were able to pick out those individuals and also deal with them as we should. And that is how God helped us from the day one right down to the Sunday to see a very, very peaceful protest. And one of the things is that we look at the past, we look at the present, and we look at the future. And how are we going to make sure that we recover, especially the northern Nigeria? The northern Nigeria has been under spell. Let me use the word. It has been under spell for quite a long time, and the political elites have connived with certain religious leaders to always pump these religious sentiments and also blindfold the eyes of the people. So there has been this slavery thing, the boss and the slaves. But this time around, the veil has fallen off, and you see the young people saying that they have seen the reality, they've seen the truth, and so they're going to stand shoulder to shoulder with one another. And this time around, fight for their future. So that's a positive thing that we've seen here in northern Nigeria. And secondly, their ability to be able to sustain the momentum, even when people came in to bribe them, people came in to buy their consciences. They turned down on some of these offers, and they were willing to pay the premium price to be able to see that they rescue the soul of this country. Then number three was their staying power. You realize that the first day, you think that okay, they were going to resign from improving and increasing in terms of their momentum. No, day by day, you see the crowd, it was multiplying. It was multiplying. If you had 15,000 today, tomorrow it will be 30,000. If you have 30,000, to the next day it will be 45, 50,000. So that was a kind of staying power that we saw in the lives of the young people. At the same time, we were able to move them from the negative energy to the positive energy. Some of them were having this negative mindset. Okay, we get on into this protest, we're going to burn down things, we're going to destroy things, going to get on to confront the military or the police. But then we were able to move them from the negative energy to the positive energy. That the essence of this thing is not to bring about destruction, because the people that you're going to destroy their property, they are also Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians like you, that are also going through the same pain. So there's no need of trying to inflict another pain on them. And so speaking into their soul, speaking into their conscience, you could see them melting down. Some of them drop down their weapons and drop down whatever they had in the beginning as the picture for this protest. So they have a positive picture and a positive understanding. So now they're ready to fight for their freedom. They are ready to make sure that there's justice in the system, and also there's mutual respect, both to the Christian and to the Muslim. So they see themselves as brothers. They see themselves as sisters, unlike what it used to be, that they were seeing themselves with suspicion and they were seeing themselves as enemies. But now they realize that the enemies are not they themselves, but the political elites that have been using them to manipulate them for all these years and centuries. But this time around, we're able to open their eyes to see clearly that while we came out, I didn't only come out myself, only my entire family were there on the ground. My children, all of them. There was only one child that was not there, and that's the one that is studying medicine out of the country. But all my children were there. They all stood with me as their father, and to fight the cause of the ordinary people that don't have the privilege they have. And so, with that picture, the young people saw that it wasn't just talking, it was a life that we were living by example. So, if anything will happen, my children are there to consume everybody. And so that built their faith, and they were willing to go the extra mile, whatever we tell them to do. So, the next thing we've been able to do is to be able to teach them that, look here, beyond the protests on the government, we will have to begin to make a protest within ourselves. That means rejecting certain things that have been put into their system, belief system. They have to begin to protest against those things, because as much as we're making protests against the government and demanding certain things to be done, at the same time we have to look within and deal with certain things that has made especially the northern Nigeria to be backward, to stay away from, while other regions are developing, the northern Nigeria is going several years backward. And so now I was able to build up a team from the different coalition and said, okay, this is the direction you are all going to go. So that has become like a template that the young people we've always had meetings with online from Kano, Kaduna, and other places. They are looking at Plateau model as a template. How will they be able to put that and use it? So what we put before them, is that we're going to have a training program whereby the energy, the negative energy of these young people will be translated into a positive energy, where they will have themselves engaged, where they will have themselves transform in terms of their mindset. No matter what you do, if the mindset and the perspective of the people are not transformed, you're just wasting your time. So, for instance, today, as I came back today, I had a meeting with 200 and over 250 of the leaders from different communities, and I spoke with them, both women and men. So we spoke into them, and we're getting them prepared towards the end of this month, because so that the world will see that we didn't just come out on that few days just to make noise, but we're determined that this nation must change, and that northern Nigeria must show also the example of transformation, because that's where you find a lot of out of school children, you find a lot of almajiris whose lives have been wasted by, let me use the word, wicked people that are at the high places, and they leave these children just roaming around the streets and all of that. So what do we do to be able to recover and save these young people? They are created in the image of God, they are made in the image of God. It's just that they have a wrong orientation, they have a wrong perspective to life. So how do we redeem them? It's going to cost us a lot. It's going to take our time, it's going to take our talent, it's going to take our treasure. But then we must be willing to be able to give direction to these young people. That's what we need now in this part of the world. And they just celebrated it. So we are looking forward to the 31st of August. We're renting the stadium. We will go to the stadium and spend the whole day from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. We're going to have lectures. We're going to have training. And men, women, both the Muslims and the Christians will be able to build up something that is formidable, so that going forward, you have a generation that are taking responsibility by themselves. And we, the elder ones, will continue to give them guidance. So, from all that has happened in this protest, we see that the government was involved in terms of sponsoring talks, and the police were playing a script. Even here on the plateau, I had to challenge the police officers, confronted them myself, And I said, it looks like you're playing out the cards of somebody who has hired you. Because what you're supposed to be doing to give us the necessary security, it's not, you are just waiting for something to erupt so that you can use that as an excuse and fire down. Thank God that we know much more than you do. And we secure the entire movement by the youth. It wasn't even the police nor the military. We were the ones that secure. So if the moment we pick certain young people who come with this violent attitude, we arrest them. We put them under detention and then take away things that will bring about, because that's their aim. It's happening, the devil will also try to push in his agent. So be aware. And so in the midst of the tens of thousands, they check each other. They will even search pockets. I will tell them, search one another. And they will search one another laughing, and they will search. And I said, did you find anything? No, no, no. Then we will all shout. And then, it turned out to be a festival and a carnival kind of a thing. At the same time, teaching them, speaking into their consciences that it's time for them to rewrite their own history. But then the police failed. And many of the times, the police have come through to try to instigate, to try to provoke, but we never give them that room. And so that's why the Plateau protest became a model, very, very, very successful. And right now, one of the things that have been standing as a barrier for several generations is this divide, and that wall has collapsed because of this protest. So the positive part of this protest is huge, it's glorious. Let me try to round up with an example. One of the days I was talking with the young people. As a family, we were supporting everything, bringing in all that we can do, the water, the drinks, and all of that, to sustain. And a young man came up and gave, I think 4,000 or 5,000. Another one just came up and said 1,000. So you could see in the midst of their lack, they were willing to sacrifice all that they have. And so that shows a new spirit. Usually, you will have to hire these people or try to pay these people, pay their transportation and all of that. There was none of this. They were trekking several kilometers to come to that meeting point. And that shows a new spirit. So with this new spirit, we will have to work at sustaining it. And beyond just going out on protest to contend with the government, we will have to begin to build within a new formidable force that will help themselves as young generation to rescue Nigeria. So even the issue of the future elections, that with what we're putting on ground, myself and the honorable minister, the former minister of sports, we're putting some templates for them to work with, and we're selecting two leaders from every state. With the movement that I oversee, the IBBN, Initiative for a Better and Brighter Nigeria, that is all over the country. We're getting everyone to come on a retreat, about 5 days retreat here in Jos. And then we'll be able to look at certain things, the training and the preparation, so that they are well prepared and they will go back to their various coalitions and be able to infuse that. And then the moment you take away self, the moment you take away self, the moment you take away greed, the moment you take away this thing that people try to do just to look for self-advertisement and all of that, then you've succeeded in the Nigerian mission. Nigerian mission have always been destroyed because of selfishness. People think about themselves, they think about what they can gain. But the moment people become selfless, the moment people become, let me use the word, they think about each other for the interest of each other, then you know that the new Nigeria has begun. And that is what we have seen in these few days that God has helped us. So I think that is the little out of the much that I will be able to encourage. So I encourage everyone that is listening to me that the new Nigeria is truly emerging. And I will tell you that if the way the North came out this time around, and of course we see the weaknesses, because in some of the states, some of them are crying. If we have had fathers like you in our state, things wouldn't have been the way they are, And we know that most of these individuals stayed away from leading these young people. So where there is no leadership, you will always find confusion. You will always find them trying because they were never trained. They are just seeing it for the first time, or they were never coached. So we have that responsibility, and so we've been able to get in touch now with some of the uh, northern leaders quietly to begin to think in the same part that we need to provide leadership to these young people, empower them. Let's be able to make sure that they win for their generation. They win for their generation. We have been able to see the yesterday. We've been privileged to see the today. And by God's grace, we're seeing what the tomorrow looks like. Let's be able to help these young people achieve their dream and also for the sake of our great grandchildren. No matter anywhere you're living in the world, there is nothing like home. Anybody that is living in the diaspora knows it very well that home is home. But we need to prepare the environment, get it properly ready for the diasporans to be also be able to come back home, build this great country. So I think this is some of the things that we're beginning to plant into their lives in all of the meetings. And let me give you one example that the minister of sports came up and began to apologize, before the young people. That's responsibility. I'm very sorry. I was part of the leaders that brought APC. I was part of the leaders that brought President Buhari. We promised A, B, C, D. We are sorry we have failed all of you. I am sorry. I take responsibility. That's a good one. So the young people, when they heard that truly there is this repentance over the wrong that was done, and now they're ready to right the wrong. That was something great, and you could see their commitment to him, to Solomon Dalong. So we are happy with what is going on, and in the next coming days we should be able to bring out something that is beyond just going out on a protest walk, but also engaging the young people, training the young people, giving them the picture, and also collecting these almajiris, in every street. Let's be able to collect them together in a place. Let's get some of the Islamic scholars also to go into them. Let me use the word, reorient them on the true values of life and what the scriptures really say. And with that, we will be able to bring about the required changes that are required, and also begin to prepare ourselves towards 2027 on the kind of leadership that will come on board that will make sure that we get things right. But we are not going to wait until 2027. We have to hold this government accountable by every means to be able to make sure that we have the nation that we are praying for, we are fasting for, and we are asking God to bless us with. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prophet. It's a pleasure listening to you speak. Well deserved, my brother. Well, Nigeria. Thank you so much for that. So I just sat back and just listened to you. It's like a master's class here. Thank you so much. But sir, in the midst of all these things, I just got a DM right now because, honestly speaking, the ruling class of this country do not take Nigerians serious. I feel like even though we know we have achieved a whole lot for this protest, and I think we did a whole lot, we can count on the gains, but the people we are dealing with are very, very, very stubborn set of criminals that will not want this country to go on well. And I just want to read something that just came out. I just saw a tweet. Someone sent me a tweet right now, and I want to go on it so that I'll get your views from that tweet. It's very important to get what's happening right now. And it's from our brother here, it's Michael Bernard. He said, while we were dragging SA, that's South Africa, Tinubu began passing a new law. The bill prescribes 10 years in prison plus 5 million fine for anyone who refuses to sing the national anthem. It also prescribes 5 years for anyone who protests. And finally, 2 years in prison for anyone who insults Tinubu. We are automatically getting to a point whereby this is North Korea in the making. And I said the bill has passed first reading, I think second reading right now, and it's being championed by Tinubu's House of Rep Speaker.
Saddam, Tinubu ni kuri.
It's Jimmy is crazy. It's crazy. These guys. So I just want to get prophet's view on this. I don't know.
Okay.
I think they
Okay.
want us to come back to the streets, Pastor, and prophet, and I think Also, my own view, I don't know what you think. I think the next leader should have to be the seat of power.
Now,
So who is that, please? Sorry, please. Please don't do that, please. We can do that when please let's have it in order first, please. It's very very serious time, please. Here, Prophet, please. If you can mute your mic and speak now, please. I just want to get your views on that.
okay, let me say number one. You heard me say that you have a political elite that believe they have enslaved the people for whole of this time. And the reason why they have done everything, if you know what pressure I have gone through after that broadcast in Warri, and everything that has been done by whoever, the kind of consultation to plead with me to let me use the word back down. And I insisted and that I'm pushing on and we're not withdrawing. The fact is this: there's nothing you can offer anyone that knows life well that is worth collecting anything in this world than to pay the price for the freedom of a people that have been enslaved. Death is coming to everybody, and one day our works will speak for us. So they know, they know. That's the reason why the reason why you saw that they almost stepped in to pass a curfew or what. They saw that as long as the plateau momentum is maintained, it has a ripple effect across the country, and everybody sees that as a standard for. So they know the only way they can do is to be able to make sure that that goes on, but they couldn't succeed in that. So we know. That's why I'm saying that we know the political elites are, let me use the word, they are criminals who don't want to let go. They want to keep the Nigerian people in perpetual bondage, but their time is up. But then you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic in everything that you do. When you're in a warfare, I'm a trained warrior. I'm a trained soldier, right? And when you're in a warfare, you use different scheme and different strategy for different situation. So, for instance, this demo, this information you got is an information that we should be able to collect it together. And of course, number one, will raise the media consciousness in terms of making noise on the media. That's number one. Number two, we will select a number of people that will go to the National Assembly and raising a protest against those bills. All right. This is number two. Number three, we'll begin to prepare the ground troops. Because if you don't prepare the ground troops, you're going to have a loose bullets. You're going to have loose arsenals, and that's not good. And so this time that we've been able to prove that now they are afraid. They are afraid of the people because what has just happened is beyond their comprehension. All the people they hired, all the billions they spent couldn't really affect the people coming out. All right. And so I just told you that I had a meeting this afternoon, 250 of the leaders, and so we're bringing leaders from all over and we're going to prepare the ground. So what is going to happen is this: at the end of the day, we will prepare a formidable army. So, for instance, in Kaduna, we have this coalition of leaders now, everybody that is selfless and all of that. So, you have a kind of 500,000 followers that are there. You have in Kano 500,000. You have in Borno 500,000. You have on the plateau 500,000. So if you have this number, all of them properly registered, just at one beat, you will get the people speak with one voice and step out at the same time, and then among themselves as security network. So they don't need the police to be able to protect the protesters from intruders. We will protect the system. We will protect the process. But you see, if you leave it now, for instance, if we come out on the street now and start all over without properly building a structure and a mechanism that will stop these people, they are going to fire at innocent lives, and then they'll be using that as reason to be able to clamp down on innocent lives, and also, let me use the word, passionate young people who really want to see a change. So what we're doing is within this month of August, we will have to be strategic in what we're doing. And so we look at Kano. Even if, for instance, you have 20,000 people registered in Kano, you have 20,000 in all the states, they are all registered. So that means that if you have 20,000 coming out on the street and they all gather, for instance, in the stadium, as we're going to do on the 31st, we're all going to be in the stadium. We're going to pray. We're going to listen to lectures. We're going to build some kind of structure, CAM, security network, welfare network, and all of that. And they contribute among themselves. Now, what is going to happen? If there's any issue, they don't need to be all over the place. We will come to a spot and stay there until the demand. So if you have it in Kano, you have it in Kaduna, you have it in Kebi, you have it in Zamfara, you have it in Abuja, you have it in Port Harcourt, you have it in Abia, you have only the constitution to be able to give them that power, because the no matter what they're trying to do, they can't have their way. The citizens are ready to pay the premium price to protect their future and also preserve their nation. So what we have to do is this. We have to look at leaders in Kaduna, the different groups, and bring them under one umbrella, everyone like that. So the moment that is done, then they can go to the stadium just like the normal thing and hold a kind of a prayer, hold a kind of a rally, and then in that rally you consolidate. So that's what we're looking at. And that's why I said to you, we're preparing the young people to be able to drive the process. We as their parents, we've been able to come in to show them the guide and direct them, but we want them to begin to take over leadership. It's not about those older political elites and all of that. No, we're preparing the young people to be able to secure and hold them responsible for their own future. And that's what is going on right now.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I think we'll circle back. I will circle back to you. Thank you, sir. I don't know how much long you have to stay here with us, but I will want to circle back with you. I don't know how many more hours you want to give us, sir.
No. You know, I had to make this sacrifice because I just finished a meeting at 9 to 9:30, and then I said I was going to come into your space. So I will be here with you for the next 30 minutes before I go into the next space, because like yesterday, I slept at about 5 a.m. I was addressing certain different groups, because this thing is a big work. It's a big work, and it's going to take a lot of time. And we have this month, August, to do a lot, a lot. You know, it's not just throwing flyers out. It's not just throwing. We've been able to shake the bottom. We've been able to shake their foundation. So they're right now intimidated. They're afraid. But then we also have to now sit down and marshal out certain things without making too much public noise. The only thing that will only be seeing results going forward, what's happening, the impact we're making. And you're seeing people beginning to collect themselves. The people are beginning to relate with each other. And of course, the political class are afraid of the citizen coming to that stage. And that is where we brought the citizens to. So I will be here with you for the next 30 minutes before I will sign out.
Thank you very much, Prophet. Thank you very much. I will circle back to you. Let's move the mic real quick around other people. I think if you have questions, maybe questions for you. But before then, I just want to say one more thing. I personally have been calling on this platform for the protest to start from religious houses. It's good to see it start from our northern brothers. Take the protest to the mosques, and I think it's a shame because Nigeria is one of the most religious countries in the world, and our supposedly men of God have spent more time preaching um, pushing the people towards holding God more responsible than holding our leaders responsible. And I don't know if there's a conversation you're having with fellow people in the religious circles like you, asking them, championing them, why they are silent in times like this, why they're not calling their fellow leaders out. I know you're I think I heard you're from the school of Papa Adebuye's school of, I think they say, because I personally called him out on Sunday. I saw the match he had on Sunday, thousands of Nigerians matching with him, and I felt like such a match should be pushing should be done towards holding our leaders accountable. But it is not done. I don't know, sir, but that's just my own thought. I feel like if our men of God that commands crowd, our pastors, our imams, if they ideally tell Nigerians to hold these leaders accountable, Nigerians will wake up. But you see many of them preaching against protests, and many Nigerians worship these men. How do I disobey my
Yeah,
pastor or my
me
imam
give you
that told me not to protest and go out on the streets? So I don't know whether you guys are
let
doing
me
something towards that angle. I don't know if you have started it. I feel like it's one part that is really holding us down. And I don't know if there's something or what you have to say about it. I know that is your people, and I know you might feel some type of way. You might not want to talk about it. But I just feel like asking you this question because honestly speaking, I feel that is one pillar that has held Nigerians down. The religious bodies have kept us, have connived with politicians to keep us down. And things have to
well
change. What do you have to say about
it's
that,
not.
sir?
Let me say this to you. You see, you should know the principle of life. But Daddy Adebo is my father, right? Daddy Adebo is my father. And when a son is speaking, the father doesn't talk because the son is speaking. And so you realize that everything I've said, some of that's why you see most of the leaders that were with me were part of the church. So key of the fathers, they are the moment, like for instance, if my own children are speaking, they have taken over and they're speaking, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to give them the support they need because you don't need to. There is this adage in Hausa: if you meet your mate and your mate is abusing your father, you don't wait for your father to come and deal with your mate. You should handle your mate. And so it is always the right thing for the older. Like you see in the Bible, there's the story of Samuel, Prophet Samuel, and David. And there was a situation in the nation where Goliath was intimidating everybody. And Samuel was still alive. He anointed Saul, he anointed David. So he was expecting that either Saul or David, one of them should be able to do the needful. Yet Saul failed. He couldn't do it. He was intimidated because of fear. So you have that segment. But David took the responsibility to confront Goliath. And so Samuel was still alive. And that was how David was able to bring down the Goliath. So in leadership, there are protocol in leadership. And so when you find the elderly, except assuming that I'm not there, assuming that I'm not doing what I'm doing, then that is where they will be held responsible as watching things just going down and down and down. You should know that this government is not in total support and happy with the regime with Pastor Adeboye. They are not happy with him. That's why you realize that the usual thing you have always seen Nigerian president and leaders, they go to him, greet him, get counsel. This government has refused to because he did not support them. He did not stand with them. He did not agree with the Muslim ticket. And all that he stood for was for equity. So, and now I am speaking, and when I spoke, he saw the video of my speech when he was in the US, and they got in touch with me. We spoke at length, and of course, he's standing with, and that is the reason why you see key of these leaders. Watch out and see what is going to happen on the other outing. Yes, there are also a group of people that have connived with the system, and they are looking more into their own pockets and into their stomach. The Bible tells all such kind of people, they preach for their stomach's sake. You have them. It's just like I've told you here. If you know the advances that was done to me in terms of money, in terms of appointment for me to select people for them to appoint, and I turn it down. Why? Because I grew up in this life knowing fully well that you don't need anything for anybody to bribe your conscience. Your greatest asset and your wealth is your character and also the principle that you live with. So, and that's the reason why past, present, and future, nobody can bribe me. Nobody can buy my conscience. Okay? And if you listen to my broadcast, I also demanded that they should begin to probe some of the Islamic Association, Christian Association, or mosques and all of that because of certain things that certain individuals are doing. It's time we begin to probe into those things. So everything will not happen all overnight. I give you a last example. During Peter Obi, I led the whole thing by God's grace. Peter Obi was received first here. He was flagged up here. I sponsored it to A to Z. I did everything. Now you realize that I brought in the middle belt. I brought in some of the Islamic scholars that have the understanding. Came into the stadium, and then the church leaders. That's why Peter Obi got the support he got from the Muslim folks and from the Christian folks. All right. Then you have those ones that were sold into their own religious mindset and all of that. They did it and they saw the consequences of their action. So going forward, they've been also able to see now that look, staying on the fence and allowing things go the way they are going, it's not going to be good. And so after the protest, we got a lot, too much calls and text messages. Actually, they were waiting if Monday we were going to continue with the protest before the curfew was declared. They were all going to troop out to come and join me, on the field. But then, like I said to you, we need to put certain system and structures in place. We've been able to pass the message. I've been able to pass the message to everyone that look here, if you don't fight for a generation, the worst thing is that you're just living a vain life. So by God's grace, that's why you heard me. I said we're going to do prayer at the stadium, both the Muslims and the Christians, because we've been able to show a perfect model where the Muslims were having their prayers, we Christians were with them, the Christians were having the prayers, and the Muslims were with them. And I tell you, the people that mobilized even more people to be on Sunday ground, it was the Muslim brothers, because they saw the truth. They saw the light, and they said, no, we can't continue this way. So it means that it's a new day, and all we need to do is make sure that we are properly organized. We are properly organized. Let me say this in the last statement I would want to make. One thing with too much of these movements is that you have too many voices. And so, and like on the plateau, we were able to pick about 3 different organizations that were actually fronting for the government. But they came into the midst and all of that. And we were able to pick them out, pick them and also deal with it. I was so surprised to hear that funding people were receiving funds from America, so receiving funds from here. And I told the people we never saw one dime. Okay, so we just need to make sure that we also who are fighting for end to bad governance, we also stop certain things that are making people to really shy away from relating with. So that's what I'm talking about. This period, this month especially, let's be able to get ourselves properly together so that you have a thing that is harmonized, not just people throwing things into the air. At the end of the day, they just come and disperse. Like for in Abuja, if we have an organized body, you realize that, I mean, the police cannot intimidate the way what they did in Abuja. So that's why we're saying the religious organization, they have also seen by what we did, and many of them have also learned their lesson. But we cannot expect all to be part of it because the nature of man, the Bible says, is desperately wicked. So there are people that enjoy this northern oppression, especially in the north. That's why you're hearing some Islamic scholars saying this is a sin, this is not, it's against the will of God, and all of that. Until these young people began to confront them with certain Quranic verses and hadiths. And then they begin to say, these young people are coming to light. These people are beginning to understand. So that's the same thing also with few of the church leaders that wrote and said, no, they are not part of the protest. Some of the big church leaders here also came up against them and said, why would you do that? And so they realized they couldn't stop the people from coming out. The people came out. So it's a season of transition. And when the season of transition comes, the wind will be blowing. So what you're going to find is that the people that are not willing to accept the reality, they're going to be put under. And God is going to move with a generation to bring about a change.
All right. Thank you very much, Prophet Isa Ebuba. Thank you. Let me add my voice to Saddam's, and I'm quite sure if this was like a kind of space where you have a lot of time on the speaker section, I'm sure we bring every person here. For those of us that are Christians, you are pretty much a motivation, because we see, like you said, we see a lot of religious leaders do a lot of things. So when we want to pick on those, when those kind of people shake our faith, we also look up to people like you that speak the truth and speak truth to power and act on it to also stand on it as well. And thank you for your unifying mobilization, the way you mobilize across religion, across religion. Thank you very much for all that. Okay, I know you still be around for as long as you can, but we'll just go to some of our other speakers, and I'm sure while you're around, you could also listen if they make any statement you also want to make reference to. Feel free to jump in while you're around before you leave. So
Okay, that's why you see that I wasn't, I tried to cut short
yes,
um, my this thing so that others will also have the privilege of
yes.
speaking to
Thank
the
you very
house.
much. Every word you say it was spot on. Everything you've been saying has been spot on. So I'll just come to. I'm sure you've seen uh, our brother Dambelo. In fact, when you said Islamic scholar, I was going to say we have some Islamic scholars here. I know we don't want to accept it, but it's fine. Dambelo, I see what. I mean, I think everybody see. I don't want to say everybody sees what you've been doing. Well done. And usually, I know when you come, you always come with straight messages. So I'll just give you hand over the mic to you. Mommy B is our. Mommy B, all of us now the close to this. So let's just get our guests there. We'll probably get ourselves as much as we can. Dambela, are you there? Okay, I don't know if Dambelo maybe walked away from it.
Meaning, let me just say this real
Yeah,
quick
go ahead.
before Dambelo reaches. Prophet Isa, thank you so much. God bless you. I listened to you carefully, and let me just say this for the record, okay? You've done well. Saddam actually placed you on a controversial spot, and you did well. You're a man of wisdom. I wasn't expecting you to say otherwise about Baba Deboye. But you see, on this space, we know that man is in bed with the APC people. It's fine. I mean, he's your spiritual father. You've done well. That man is in bed with them. There is nothing anybody can tell us. That is the same man telling us to pray for an illegitimate administration. But I mean, I never expected you as a man of wisdom to speak otherwise. But we know, we on this space, violent space, we know. Lastly, you see that next you stood your ground. Let him start doing that. We don't need all this audio. I'm sorry, I'm part of it. Tinubu's. We don't need all that. We've gone beyond all that right now. And I'm saying this to you, sir. You're a very, very blessed man. And what you're doing right now is marking your door with the blood of a lamb. Because when the wave of change comes, when the storm of victory comes, when the storm of change comes, You and your family will be remembered because you stood by the people, you struggled for the people, and you supported the people. You've done so well for yourself. And for my people in Jos, if you're going to any church, this is the best church to go. He doesn't believe in your if you don't pay tithe, you're going to hellfire. Now, this is practice what you preach kind of church. God bless you, Prophet Isa. Nice having you on Violent Space. Thank you. Back to you, 1 minute.
Okay. Can I respond to this? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will tell you that um, I don't sugarcoat anything I say. I'm not a diplomatic person. If something is black, I call it black. If something is green, I call it green. And I will tell you what it is. We see until you're very close to, you will be able to know. I just came back from Lagos a few days ago, and I was together with Daddy Adeboye. And I would tell you certain things that it will shock you here. All right. Some of the things that right now in the presidency he is going through. That's why I tell you what I've told you. The fact is not in any bed with the APC. No, it's not in any way. That's just a fact. That's the truth. The second aspect of it, it's the Honorable Minister Dalon. You see, when we're talking about a change, we're talking about the repentance. We're going to see a complete overhaul. Make the mistakes we've made. That is a positive thing that has happened. And support this thing. You see, when you are sincere in the pursuit of what you're doing, Jesus, as a model and as an example, when he but what comes out of it at the end of the day is what matters. But if we are going to go this way, hey, they are black people, we are white people, and all of that, you realize at the end of the day, you will have a nation that will be in total chaos. That's not the nation we want. We want a nation that we can see a transfer of leadership with credibility. We don't have to abuse our parents. We don't have to abuse our relations. Like I've told you here, how many people have come to bribe me. I didn't abuse them, but you realize I talk to them straight. You must stop this thing. This thing is not right. Let's do it this way. So Nigeria is a very, very complex nation. And so if you want to heal this country, let's stay on our goal. Let's respect, even like the people were saying, Tinubu must go here in the protest in Jos. I have to say, no, Tinubu cannot go because the Supreme Court has given a judgment in his favor. So as long as we are operating this constitution, yes, even though he came in through the illegal way, but the Supreme Court has already given him judgment. So we must respect that. I am someone who respects authority, okay? And that's why I said to the people in Jos, Tinubu must go. I said that team must go. That cannot be. Tinubu, we are not asking him to resign. We are only asking him to take this point we have stated, restore the subsidy thing, restore the tariff thing you've taken from electricity. Make sure that you create farm rangers that will protect our farmers to go back to the farm. Make sure you supply the necessary implements that are required. And you take these steps. This is the short term, this is the mid-term, this is the long-term goal. Okay, so that we don't, it is not when the nation goes into flames that then you will now begin to say, yeah, things are working. No, my children, I brought them back from Europe. My children have a first class degree in Nigeria. They went to for their masters abroad. And in Wisconsin University, they came out with distinction in their masters. They were hired by a Jewish company. They are paid with dollars. But because I just believe in this Nigerian thing, I asked my children to live there and come back to Jos. My children were in the protest ground. They are not abroad because I believe in the Nigeria. Now, can you imagine the sacrifice my children have made? They are still doing now online work. They supervise their projects in America while they're here. But you can imagine the risks I took. You can imagine the risks my children have taken. If anything has gone wrong there, I told you I was on the field. I was in the field with all my children and my wife. So if anything has happened to the contrary, would have probably lost some of the members of the family. So that's not where we're going. We believe in the new Nigeria. And that's why I'm not staying outside the country, pushing everybody to go to the field. I'm here with the people. But you see, the Bible says wisdom. By wisdom, you win war. So we have to know that this is these evil people, these wicked elites. So what do we do to take power away from them so that we correct the wrong? So that is my own counsel to you. You see, whatever we're doing, we must fix our eyes on the goal. That is why even the aggressive youths that came here, they came with stones, they came with what? They wanted it to be violent. By the time I was able to coordinate them, everybody became a responsible citizen. That for the 4 days, it was a shocker to the police, to the military. It was a shocker. They were the ones even picking out the bad eggs. And that's why God gave us the victory. Okay? So, my counsel is as much as we're doing what we're doing, the ultimate thing is Nigeria must we must rescue the soul of this country by what we're doing. But let's do it in the legitimate way. Let's do it respectfully, but that does not deny us of speaking truth. Let's also do it with honor. By that, you will win even others that have been bought over. We will win them. This time around, I can tell you how many politicians have been won. Yesterday, I had a meeting with some of them here. They came and they were apologizing. Our eyes have seen. We are changing our ways. And then I now told them the truth of northern Nigeria. I said, look at the number of Almajiris on the street. Look at the number of out of school children. I said, I don't have anything with my own children. I'm a grandfather of 8. But I'm doing all of these things because of this innocent life that I've never been parented, because of this innocent life that I've not been led. So all of us must think in this same context and then begin to appreciate men that are making the sacrifice. Just like the way all of you have given the support that is required. You're all praying for me and all of that. Let's trust God that more will be seeing the light and they'll be joining us. And then the journey will be more greater.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for that.
Said that you need to speak, oh, because this is how you told me I am a member of the house, so I can't speak. I need to
I
speak,
think
please.
Mbele is here. Let's have him first before we continue.
Mommy B don't protest. Anyway, Mommy B,
I
Mbele, don't yeah, it's fast. We call that the please.
Well,
No.
one minute
Ibrahim,
Nigeria, you're who on this one?
exactly.
I
So
beg, remember I want to talk. Remember I want to talk.
that
I need to speak.
I'm
Prophet,
sure Mommy B could do
Mbele,
us.
go ahead.
Mommy B, please go ahead.
Mbele, go
I'll keep it short. I'll keep it short. Prophet Issa, welcome to the Violence Space. Really appreciate you. I thought I'll say that first. Sir, I mean, I've heard all you've said, right? But the Yorubas have an adage that I don't even know how to translate. Let me say it to Yoruba. Jimmy, help me. Wọ́n ní tọmọ tí àgbàlagbà kì í sí lọ́jà kí orí ọmọ tuntun wọ́. Explain it in
Yeah,
English,
that
please,
means
because I don't know.
an infant's head cannot be tilted wrongly where there's an adult.
Right. So basically, what I'm saying, I hear what you said about you being Paradiboye's son, and therefore, if you're there, then you're basically, the baton was almost in a way, a manner of speaking, being passed on to you. However, in the Nigeria of today, and at the juncture at which Nigeria has found itself, Even if Baba cannot go onto the streets, Baba needs to say something. This, whether or not he's agreeing with the government or not, is actually for the common Nigeria. They don't care. What they need is leadership from somebody who in the past has demonstrated leadership, right, by speaking out against the Jonathan government, by going out to protest, right? That is leadership, right? Being quiet because he has not said a word. He has not said a word. And a lot of Christians who attend his domination, who attend Redeem, will not go out, right, would not take advantage of their own constitutional right to peaceful protest until he says something. So I'm afraid it's not good enough for him, for it to be because you're there. No. This is a case of everyone together, old, young, middle age. Right, we all need to do this together if we genuinely want that new Nigeria, right? So it is not enough to have those back, the kind of conversations you would have as a father and a father would have with his son. It's not enough. It has to do better, and that's why we have actually been calling him out, even though we have redeemers who are violencers as well, who will sometimes will not like it, right? Because when something is going wrong, right, and you choose that point in time to have silence, right, then in a way, right, whether or not that is the case, but in a way it is being construed or misconstrued as him accepting the status quo, accepting what's going on in Nigeria. So let us. I mean, I know. I wasn't expecting you to drag him. That is for us. We'll drag. But even then, right, on a more serious note, right, where we are. He needs to say something because surely he is aware of that. The suffering in Nigeria also includes members of his church, right? And even if it didn't, as a religious leader, one that is respected all over the world, we would expect him to do more than being quiet. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You can go back to some of the statements he has made severally in the past, even last year, even during the Holy Ghost Congress, and he spoke just few words of the hardship Nigerians are going through and what the government has to do. In this period, he made a statement, and that's why he said the wind is blowing. If they were not going to put their house in order, certain things are going to happen in Nigeria. And the government felt offended that he was asking for a military takeover. And he didn't talk about military takeover. He only said that if things are not going to be, when the dollar started hitting the roofs, he came out, he spoke against it. Okay. So, like I said again, um, in my training, that is it. I was a trained jihadist. I was a trained military man, and also a trained family person. Um, if things are going on, you have a son who is extremely standing very vocal to speak your interest, and he's not afraid to lose his life. All that the parents or the father and the mother will need to do is to pray for the son and give him their backing. That gives him more strength to do what he's doing. And so that's why I said what I said. And if you check it, you realize that the protest in Jos, a lot of the Redeemers were part of it. Some of the media guys were part of it who were covering the media thing. And when I went to Lagos, I called some of the leaders. They were there with me at the camp, and they met with me. They were part of the protest that happened in Ojota, in Lagos. So, but then in life, if you study warfare very well, you don't bring out your biggest masquerade out. You have to let the small masquerade. If anything is going to threaten that small masquerade. Then the big masquerade comes out. And I think that is where I respect and I give certain leaders their place. But then, assuming that now there are leaders who go to collect things and shut me up, and I will tell you the truth here. I will react. I will react. That's why I'm pumping the young people. If I'm able to put these young people together by the grace of God and they're able to take leadership, I will pull back. I'll pull back and allow them begin to lead and begin to speak and begin to make sure things are working right. So that's why I said what I said. So let's see how things are going to be going. I just came back from the meeting in the camp in Lagos. We had a meeting one-on-one, and also with some of the spiritual leaders like Papa Ayo Risa Jafo, Bishop Mike Okonko, that is on the Christian side, and also the Anglican primate. There is one of the largest Christian organization in the north called EYN. I spoke with their leaders and their president. Okay, we know few of the ones who wrote open later and said they are not going to be part of the protest and said that we should withdraw from it and all of that. But then there are many with us than they are with them. So going forward, we're going to see much more engagement. Yes, others felt I was standing alone at a point. Yes, it has happened through history. It has happened through history. You check in the time of Moses, you realize that Joshua and Caleb were the ones that stood with Moses. They were the ones that spoke even on behalf of Moses. If you check it during the time of David, they were also very harmful people that stood with him even when he was going to lose his life. And they said, no, 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 you are our light. You are our hope. Please stay home. Allow us to go to the field. Okay. So it has gone through history. And I think that does not mean that others are not part. Others are part of them. The only thing that we need to do is to make sure that those of us who have realized it and have been given this responsibility by God and by man, we have to do all the best we can to fight this fight so that everybody at the end of the day will have a great and a glorious new Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much, Prophet Isa Elboba. Saddam, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add just some. Thank you very much, Prophet. I just want to add to what we wanted to say right now. I think, sir, you have done justice to this topic. I sheet my sword on Daddy Adeboye going forward on T because you have spoken sense, and I think I take that. I hear you. I buy what you say. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Let's look going forward. I think our job as Nigerians to be holding our leaders accountable, both religious leaders, traditional leaders, and political leaders also. And where they go wrong, we as citizens will come out and speak and call them out. It doesn't mean we don't love them. It's just because we demand more from them. God has placed them in positions of influence, and we think they should use that influence accountably to Nigerians. But let's move the mic real quick to Dan Benlo, then we'll come back to you, sir. Ibrahim, then to you, sir. Well, Nigeria, back to you, please. Dan Bello,
Yeah.
Jira.
Dambele, just go ahead.
Jira. Very good evening to all the amazing people here. All protocols observed. I couldn't join in earlier because I was having an interview with Trust TV, but
I
I'm
thought you were
glad
in
that.
EFCC office, Dambele. Which one is stressful?
Yes, I was in EFCC office, and it seems like the NEPA went off because Nigeria we don't have light. Anyway, when I saw the new bill, about the national anthem, and most likely there should be something about social media and activism and protest. I'm like, this was coming so late. It was supposed to be much earlier. There has been telltale signs of North Korea in this regime a while back. Remember Democracy Day with that big picture? If you've studied well enough democracies and history, you would see just North Korea all over the place. A sign of authoritarian dictatorship, and that's what I'm smelling coming from this administration. However, we are blessed and lucky to see what happened to Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh, who was also a ruthless dictator for 30 years. And Gen Z are young, strong, and passionate. They will not wait, they will not relent, they will not play. Please and please, Tinubu, bring it on. See what will happen to you. Trust me. The authoritarian leadership and dictatorship and tyranny will not last. Not Nigerians, maybe some other timid people in other countries, but not here when poor people and young people are starting to have a little taste and smell of liberty from the first most successful general protest in Nigeria. We know that our people are going to stand up for what belongs to them, are going to fight for what they believe in, and we will go to victory land together. It's going to happen. We might not have the same political affiliations or ideologies. I'm not an obedient, but that doesn't mean I cannot come and hang out with you guys and talk to you. Why? Because we do have one goal, a better Nigeria, and it doesn't have to be the same idea, but we have a same goal, a better Nigeria, and also decommissioning these old corrupt idiots from ruling Nigeria and administering us and stealing all the resources and killing all the people. We have to put them out of commission, send them to their political cemetery, and forget about them. We should only remember them by building a museum of corruption in Abuja and putting up their pictures and how much they've stolen so that our kids and grandkids will see the evil monsters that we had to fight, the parasites that we have to take out so as to get our country back and live a prosperous life. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And violencers, please, let's keep the fire burning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dambilo. Hey, Dambilo said Tinubu, bring it on. And you know, you actually triggered my thoughts. It's true. This has North Korea written all over it. It's true. It's true. Thank you very much, Dambilo. We need to keep fighting. Prophet Isa, you want to say something?
Well, what I want to say, it's just like what I've said in the beginning. They've been able to come in at the wrong time, and the energy that is in the people, in the young people, that is being built, that energy alone is enough to face them. And so that's why I said in the beginning that about whatever they're trying to put forward, it's not going to work. Not Nigeria. It's not Nigeria. We have gone, for instance, I've gone through several assassination attempts on me, and that has not weakened me in any way to slow down, to fight for the cause for the new Nigeria. And so Nigeria is a different ground. Nigeria is the land that swallows anything that comes up against her. And so we can see with all the leaders that have lived in the past and what was their end and how they ended up. So this is not going to be different. Right now, people are praying and fasting, both Muslims and Christians. And we're going to see. We are a people that believe in the divine intervention of God, and at the same time we are also taking a physical action. And so with this, nobody can cage. I think there is no, we won't experience worse a situation than some of the times in the military period, and what we went through and how we were able to handle them and deal with it. And so Tinubu, that's a small thing before us. You will see the way the country, the atmosphere will swallow them up itself.
Thank you very much, Prophet Isa. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to Violence Peace. I personally love what's going on here. I mean, the transfer of the conversation across religious line, across region line, tribal lines. On the speaker section, currently we have Igbo, we have Yoruba, we have Hausa, we have South, my humble self. We have Muslims, we have Christians, we have everybody. And this is really what Nigeria. So I believe Dambelo, I believe you, Prophet Isa, when you say they are not ready, it's not going to happen. All right, let me come to Ibrahim. Let Ibrahim conclude. Ibrahim, I need to call you Dr. Ibrahim now. Right? I know where to stop to your story, so you know we're following. You were trying to
Yeah.
say, after going through the process, the entire police, you saw a reason to fight. And I was thinking to myself that if person wey police you already because they still they preach protest, who are you? Somewhere. Say you are free. So just go ahead and round up.
So thank you. Let me just make it very quickly. I think Professor Issa will now take it from where I'm seeing. You see, when we went to the police station, I realized that they arrested young people after they orchestrated the scenario of fallout of the protest on the first day. A policeman, somebody from the government house, told me that the police house lie down. They told one of the policemen to lie down. Then they snap me. They are telling him, "Do like you are shot. Do like you are dead. You show that you are dead." Then they are started doing the video. And also they put up the two tires and then also set them on fire so that at least they will start to shoot people. And that's what really happened in Kaduna. So in the night, the governor was brief and he understood that there is this idea from the Nigerian police and the DSS that the orders given from the above is that they should not allow any process. So instead of them to give us a cover in Kaduna and other places to have a peaceful protest, they just made up their mind that protest should not take place. And part of what I've been trying to tell most of the elite and the imams in the north that this protest is going to take place because I've done what is called a social experiment on the TikTok and on the Facebook. I wore a T-shirt. I wrote that uh, um, protest is not haram, that protest is an integral part of democracy. And I read the comment from the young people under those comment, and then I saw a lot of imams that try to cajole these young people not to come out. And I read the comment that these young people are abusing them and telling them they are going to come out. So I said, okay, if they are going to come out, you have to create leadership for them, because if you refuse to create leadership for them, then we are going to have chaos. And then I have seen the North has already been going this trajectory of not having leaders, not having people to talk on their behalf. You can see in Kano, we have two emirs because we don't have people that can now say anything that people can follow. And if you look lower to that, you can see the issue of Al-Madri because nobody is saying anything about it. You can see the issues of divorce. Nobody is saying about anything about it. So even if you look at what is called the Igala people, which have two factions for almost 20 years, you can see the semblance of a lack of leadership, more especially in the people in the up north. And I told them during the I said, if you want to have a protest and you have a peaceful protest, so don't scare people that are willing to go out to protest. So we send Jabir and his group with the northern comrade to write to the Nigerian police so that at least we can have a route where we can follow during the. But they deny. They told Jabir that they can, if unless Jabir are going to take responsibility of all the fallout of the protest before they can assign them a route. And then I told Jabir, you don't have to take responsibility because the responsibility of the protest to go peaceful is the government responsibility, not people responsibility. So if they don't want to take responsibility and they want to shift the responsibility to you, don't accept it. And they refused to accept it. And the long of the conversation, I think, with the commissioner of police, they even went ahead to even offer them 50,000 naira not to come out to protest. And I had that they've been going around giving young people 150,000 to go on television and radio to say that they are not going out for the protest. But all while we are out on the first day, and my experience on the second day is that when they arrested us, they took us to the cell that they joined the protesters together with the armed robbers and also together with bandits and other people in the same cell. And number two, even when during the police, when they realize who, because me, I refused to sign my, I refused to give my my statement, I waited for my lawyer, and my lawyer came and he wrote for my what do you call it, for my bail and things like that. So other people don't have the privilege of doing that, and the media were not there to also show how these 190 people are chucked in a single cell. They can't even sit down; they just have to stand. But me, I was offered to be given another cell, which I should pay 40,000 naira, where it's supposed to be a little bit okay for me to have. And we agreed, I think, on 20,000 also for them to give me another cell, that way they are going to hold me till the next day before they would release me, because they said the people that are supposed to release me are off their seats, so I have to sleep in the cell. I don't know what really happened behind the scene. Later, someone came in the night around 10 o'clock and said that there is no way they can allow me to sleep in the cell, and they said they want to release me. I said I don't want to go because I came with some young people and I have to go out together with them, because I know how they are going to abuse them and then how they are going to make them suffer if I'm not around. So a lot of shames and a lot of things happened, and then they said that we are going to be at the court on Monday. And when I was going to the court on Monday, they removed two of us and joined the 17 other and 150 others on a different sheet for prosecution. And then me, only me and my younger boy that was there, the arrested, the commissioner arrested us together. We went to a separate magistrate for the hearing, while others were just bundled. And when the prosecutor came to our own side, I had him telling the other police prosecutor that all the remaining guys are going to be taken to the prison. And then the correctional officer was saying that they don't even have the space to handle them. But the other one said, what are we going to do? We just have to, because that's orders coming from the above. We have to just send them into the prison. So it's a whole system of chaotic system. I came out for a end bad governance, and I saw the bad governance in front of me. That's the truth of the matter. Those that are not in the country, they will not understand. But when us that we went out, from the way we encountered the police, the tear gas, the shot, I don't think Nigerian police have even rubber bullets. I think they only have AK-47. I have never seen anywhere in the world you will see police uh, going out to confront protesters with AK-47. It's not war. But I saw them with AK-47. They kill a lot of people. On the second day, what even prompted my serious anger is that I now saw it on the national television that there was no arrest on the Friday. That's on the second day, and I know I was arrested, and I know my number is 17th out of the 19 people arrested that day. And I saw them. They wrote, "There's no one arrested." And I confronted the PRO, National PRO for Nigerian PRO, on the Twitter. I said, but I was arrested. Then you're saying there is no arrest on Tuesday. You even said that I'm going to court on Monday. Then what are you talking about? And I know a lot of young people. The next day when I went there was around 150 people arrested on the second day. And I know that there was people killed on the first day, because they said nobody was killed on the first day. And when I was on the on in the police, an army officer, army staff with his uniform came with somebody and said, "This is a person that his brother is in our mortuary in 44 in Kaduna, and he came to us to collect the dead body." And then they now referred us. They said that we should come to police and ask for police to to give us a written document so that we can retrieve the death from the mortuary and go and bury him according to. Then the other policeman asked him, he said, "Are you not aware that governor said there was no death on that first day? So we can't do anything for you because police have already registered zero arrest and zero death. So what letter do you want us to give to you?" So he was even jokingly saying that, "So don't worry, your brother is going to be buried among the people that are going to be buried on that, because they are not going to be counted as something that has already happened." So this is the nation, this is the Nigeria that all of us are trying to say we have to fix this. This is the problem. This is why everybody is out, because things are going gaga. We have to fix the country. There is no justice for anybody. Anyone that is not having 10 kobo in his is not having money in this country cannot have justice in this country. If you have money, even if you keep people, you are going to walk away free. That's the Nigeria they created for themselves. And this is the kind of Nigeria that we're saying all of us to come and change. It's not going to be a piece cake. It's not going to be something. I know a lot of people are with us in prayers, but this is the reality of what I have seen on ground. And it's really opened my mind. When I went, the police was complaining. The prosecutor was complaining. I was sitting down, the judge, when we were all standing in the court before my trial, having this side conversation. But everybody is angry with the president and with the speech. He said, if not because of that speech on Sunday, we will not be here on Monday trying out trial a big number of people if the president has already conceived and also realized that he's a president of Nigeria. He can't bring a hardship to people, and he has to talk to people with empathy. And this is not my words. These are the words of the ordinary policeman and the ordinary judges that I met there. So it's not something that is just about us. It's about everybody is feeling the brunt of bad governance. So I think I'm happy what I have heard from Prophet, and I will be in just on the 31st, so that I can give them my own support to join them, so that I can bring something to back to. And we are working on a website, endbadgovernance.org, so that at least we can register our petitions from call back all the senators, write petition on the education, other places that we have seen things happening. We can't just wait for people to do it for us. You understand? We have to pursue for this good governance. We have to have a rallying point. Thank God, the way I saw Prophet Issa is talking about, I'm so happy, because one of the things I have always tell people is that unless we throw away our differences, we cannot see this politician clearly, so that at least we can grab them. And one of the things I always post on my platform is that I said that protest is the only language that politicians listen to loud and clear. If you really want to talk to politicians, even if you send clergymen, they will not listen to them. If you send any other person, they will not listen to them. If you send opposition parties, they will not listen to them. But when you come out and say, this is what we believe in, this is what we want to do, a lot of people will listen, and they will be seriously scared. And I'm so happy. I was on television on NTA on I think day before yesterday. They asked me similar question. I said the gains of this protest is beyond what people are saying, because the imams and other people have said that we shouldn't come out. What they are seeing, that the protest is going to be violent. I said, why don't they see these things when they are telling us to do the Muslim ticket? If they have the vision that this protest is going to be bad, why don't they get the vision for them to see that Tinubu is going to give us run for our lives? So I think they're just trying to be clever by half, and the Nigerians, young people, are not listening to them. Most of the young people we see in the north that came out, most of them are not even on social media. They don't go to mosques. They don't go to church. They have their own language. They will sit in front of you and sell their ebo, their wee without you grabbing even a single word. They will organize their next meeting and where they are going to in front of you. You will not listen, and they're doing Hausa, but you will not catch up any word that they're speaking, because they have the way of doing their own things and the way they used to talk. And we in the north, there was no leadership at all. Professor Isa El Buba gave the leadership on the plateau, and they came out. But us, there is nobody going out. If you look at Jigawa, you look at Sokoto, you look at Kano, you look at Kaduna, you just see kids of 5 years, 6 years to 14 years, 15 years on the street. I don't know at what basis that these young people become the champions of their own freedom, and then the people that are going to take the charter of demand of the North. To who? Even if governor come out to talk to them, how is he going to talk to them? So I told them we need to seriously show leadership, more especially in the North. We used to show leadership. This Izala people, the Rika people, they have what is called the Agaji. So I told them, if you do as what the Prophet Isa has done in Plateau, you come with to Agaji people to give the traffic on the road and also organize people, will have a very wonderful outing of the protest. But the imams turn away and just allow these young people to cause the chaos that we have seen in us. But no matter what it is, I always said, even in the national news, I said it. If you put up all the destruction and the loss that we have in the three volatile or four volatile state that we have in the north, it's not up to 20 billion naira. And I gave them example of the accountant general of the federation, a man from Kano, that stole 109 billion, and also he is now the general of Kano. He was given a traditional title. So this is what these young people are frustrated in. This is that there are Nigerians that are stolen Nigerian money in billions, and then you all criticize young people that came out to express their own. I have no regret. That's the truth of the matter, Saddam. I have no regret of being part of the protest. I have no regret of being on the street. I have no regret for them to arrest me. I have no single regret of anything that happened. I think it's a legitimate thing for us to do. It's the way forward for the Nigerian system, and we must continue to be on this trajectory for us to hold accountable all these people that think they are gods, people that think they can do and undo, people like Apabi that will laugh at us and say that we can go ahead and that he will be on his distance eating rice. We will. I just shared a video to Saddam of one of the boys in Zamfara. He's saying it. He said they are going to walk. They are going to mobilize themselves. They are going to leave Zamfara. All of them, all the young people. They are going to the villa. They are going to go to the villa and sit in the villa until they restore peace in Gusau and in Zamfara State. One of the things I always tell people: if you are worried of the loss, it's because you are not in the up north here. That's why you're not seeing the how people are suffering. Just last week, over 80 people has adopted from a village, and every day people have been adopted. In the camp, one of my friend who is working with NMPC, his staff was adopted along Kaduna Zaria Road. They took him to the bush. He said in his camp there are almost 1,000 of them. And then after a week, they requested for 3 million naira for him to pay. And my friend went to CID office in Kaduna. He went to DSS in Kaduna. When he reached one of his friends in the vigilant in the what they call them Operation Yaki, the guy told him that, "Do you like your staff?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Just go and pay that 3 million naira because the government will not do anything to rescue that your boy." And he paid and he collected his boy. When the boy came out from it, he was narrating to him the story and how it really happened, how he was being adopted. And one of the things I just will share for you with you here is that he said they'd make them to dig a hole up to the size of their neck, and they would throw them into that hole. All this rain that you have seen, they will be inside that hole, and they will enter that ditch, and they will piss there and they will shit there. And once they call your guardian and he refused to pick your phone call, they will come and beat the hell out of you until when that your person decided to bring that money. So the humiliation, you understand, the suffering what the people are passing through during this rainy season in the bush. And when they were even the story of that rarara I was listening to him, he said between that 15 or 20 days that he is trying to negotiate for his own mother, he said 800 people were collected from the bush, and all of them they paid their ransom. And these ransoms are collected in Katsina. Some people are in Zamfara. in Sokoto and in Mina. So you can see the number of people. And somebody estimated that we have more than 100,000 people already with these bandits. If you do 1 million naira to this 100,000 million, do you know how many billions of naira are in that bush? More than 10 billion naira. So these are what
Mm,
people are coming out to protest about. This is what people are asking for. This is the governance people are, and we can even see Turji came out on social media, talking out, calling out the Minister of Defense, Mutawalli, that he's one of the sponsors of the activities of this banditry in 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 in, in Zamfara State. And these are some of the things that are all part of the news and all what people are hearing. So people are aware. People really wants to take back their country. I know there are plans to go towards 2027, but are we going to survive to 2027 if the trajectory continue? That's my
mm.
biggest question. So I think we appreciate everybody. I will personally be in Jos for that 21st, so that at least I can take some of this information from what is going to be happening in Jos and bring it to Kaduna,
All
Sokoto, and other places, so that at least we have a rallying point, we have a talking point, and we have a charter where we can all put our energy together to create that new Nigeria that we believe in. Thank you.
right. All right. Thank you very much, Oga Ibrahim. Thank you. That was an extensive experience that you just laid out there. Thank you. Thank you very much for. I mean, I think it's a motivation that even for someone like you that went through this, it's still. I mean, you are still motivated, uh, and preaching this gospel. It's quite motivating for every other person. So again, to everybody
One
on the
minute,
panel
sorry, please,
space.
just 1 minute. No flex.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Mombola, I don't know your answer, but I don't know. There's something you made as a tweet. And I just want to say, let me put Jimmy, my brother, make I ask you, say, please. Jimmy, the name is so.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I beg, you know, if they do for us voiceover for these Bello videos.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought about it after my submission earlier on. Jaguar started doing something that I saw recently. He posted it. So I'm going to engage him regarding that because I
I mean, the
honestly speaking,
exact Bello videos, just a
oh, the
voiceover of
one
Bello videos.
you mean Belo's own exactly, right?
Exactly, just let him, what you know, not you speaking Hausa but Yoruba now, but his
Okay,
cartoon and everything, just doing a voiceover of him
okay,
instead of his voice, now your voice, and then maybe subtitle will not be in Yoruba.
okay. So I mean, to do that, okay, yeah, yeah, I can actually do that. Yeah, I can do that. I
Please,
can do that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
something to
I
work on
can
here.
actually do that, and I mean, the thing is already translated in English, so yeah, I can do that, no problem.
Mm, mm.
please,
I
let's
can
get
work with
people. If
that.
you can do it in Igbo,
Yeah,
Shekiri,
yeah. I mentioned it
um,
earlier on. I saw the impact that thing made, Saddam. I saw the impact, and that was the
it
reason
is
why I added it.
crazy.
It's man, you don't know what the damage is because it broke it down. Because when you mention this money to these people, they don't understand. These are illiterate. They don't understand the magnitude. You need to break it down to their level. If it's the one selling fish, you need to explain to them that this thing will buy 2,000 pieces of fish or 1 million pieces of. You need to let them know. Then they will understand. This one will buy one warehouse of fish. You need to let them know. Then they will open their mouth that this is what they are stealing from them. So yeah, I'll speak to Dambelo. I'll be in his DM.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy. And I know there are a couple of people requesting.
Uh,
Um, okay, so you want to say something? Go ahead.
yeah, because I'm about to get into the next meeting by 11:30.
Okay.
Um, I have had also what Emir has said. That's just it, and I think you'll be able to give him the contact of my son, and so that we can hook up with him for the rally on the 31st of August. And also, just like you heard, the North, it's entering into a different, completely new phase. And you all know that the North will always also decide a lot of things concerning the country. And so, if there's anything that needs to be put much more, it's also for the way the Northerners have risen up and what they're doing. That shows that the end of it has come. in the whole country. So I will encourage everyone here to know that when you've come to the end of things, it's just like taking a load from the farm and you're bringing it home. When you're getting closer to the house, sometimes it looks very heavy, but then just a little patient, you will get there to drop the load. So that's where we are right now. And let's be much more steadfast. And if there are some of you that are in the diaspora, I will encourage you that you should be more unified. You should be more sitting together and thinking together. One thing I have said to most of the Nigerians in the diaspora, especially when I went to New Jersey and other places to address Nigerians, is that you're too divided. Everybody just wants to do his own thing on the same thing. Everybody wants to take, let me use the word, the glory. Everybody wants to have a name and all of that. But it doesn't work that way. If we're going to get things done, then self must die. Self must give way for the interest of what is before us. And everybody that is on this platform probably have children, and some probably, if they're elderly, they have grandchildren. And everything that is being done is for a generation that didn't even know where Nigeria got it wrong and where things started. And now we are alive. We've seen where Nigeria was, what happened to Nigeria. And so I encourage everyone, let's be able to speak with one stronger voice and also allow self to give way so that the mandate of the rescuing of the soul, it will be established. So it's not about a party. It's not about whether you're obedient or not. And in the true sense of it, the 2027, it's not just about even just one person. It's about the Nigerian nation. And so people from all divide, people from all faiths, people from all parties that believe that for the first time we're going to put the necessary system and structure in place to make things work properly, are going to put down their lives, and we're going to all pay the price to see it done. So I appreciate the time that I've been able to spend with you, and also what I heard Emir said. That is tremendous. That's just the reality. The North, as of now, has lost. It's not. It doesn't used to be the North that used to be, where there is one, two, three voices and everybody follows. But right now, most of the northern leaders have lost their honor in the eyes of this younger generation. Let me give you an example. On the Friday, which is Jamaat prayer, there were tens of thousands of the Muslim brethren there. And I asked them, okay, I have provided water for you to do, carry out your ablution and do so that you can go to Jamaat mosques to pray. And they all scream, all of them, no, we're not going anywhere. We won't go under people that will misdirect us. We are going to pray here. So I said, okay, you're going to pray here. We will stand with you. We will protect you. And so from among them, I raised a young man that is also very, very vast and also very consecrated. Let me use the word to be an Islamic leader. So I brought him up and I said, okay, here is your imam. Let him lead you in the prayers. And so from all denominations in the Islamic from the different denominations they belong, they all now kept quiet and all of them followed. So you can see that there is just cry for clear leadership. They want to have a leadership they can trust, a leadership they can depend on, a leadership they know that will not turn around and starve them, because of their ignorance, but then one that will be sincere. So I want to say that you're doing a great job, and we all pray that as we push on, we will all see. We are beginning already, not that we will see. We're already seeing the new Nigeria. Imagine, and that's why the North came out very, very strong. And with this, you can know that you can't quench this fire. It's burning, and it continues to grow. And I'm grateful to God that also the South has caught the fire of what they were trying to plant the seed of, hey, this is against you, South, and all of that. But now they're seeing the reality with most of the Christians who came out from the Middle Belt and also show their solidarity with the end to bad governance. And so the South pick it up. And so we're trusting that we're going to do more to engineer the Southern people to know that this is a fight to finish. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And may God be with all of you in this space. Thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you to you for joining us today. A big appreciation, like I said before. Thanks to you for all you have been
And
doing.
also, we'll
Thank you,
still be
Madam.
calling you, sir. Oh.
Yes, actually.
That's fine.
Please,
Please,
please
you're
feel free to always join us, and we will always call you for advice, for directions. This kind of leadership talk is very necessary for every now and then. So thank you very much, sir. All right.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming. God bless you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I know there were so many requests, but I mean, today's space is like one of those kind of spaces. The good thing is that if you are here, I'm sure you were represented in the speaker section. If you are anywhere you are from, you were represented. And I have to apologize to the traditional worshippers, the babalawos and chief priests. In my tweet, I omitted. I just say only Christian and Muslim. I forgot that Jagu Jagu is here. I forgot that Jimmy is here. My apologies. So you see, we traditional rulers, they speaker session. I be traditional worshippers. So thanks everybody. Anyways,
The gods.
we just try to take as many.
Laughing, I know they
As you can.
Now you sabi. Well, let me just quickly say this. I beg, no vex. Let me say
Yeah,
this. Um,
yeah.
Chris did something earlier on. And I've been seeing the comment section. A lot of people have been, having a go at him. Please don't do that. Saddam deliberately shut it off because we had a precious time to spend with the prophet, and it wasn't as if he was scared of paying any fine. No, and Chris did it for the what's it called, for the patriotism he has for Nigeria, because of this whole people are going to pay fine for not singing the new national anthem, and that was the reason why he did that. So for people reaching out to me, no, and he did that, as he does that a lot. If you listen to him on Spaces, he holds the national anthem, so dearly to his heart. So please, maybe before he goes on with his submission, let us support him on that, to play the old national anthem. That's what we stand by. And we have over 1,300 people here. Please, guys, we need to create a hashtag for this so-called bill. I just got a message that it's not been passed yet. They're about to pass it. We need to make as much noise as possible regarding this. It needs to.
Being Abbas now for which local government, which state, which let's start from that man first. We bring that bill first. Let's make him popular.
Who brought it?
Nazaria,
Let's
Nazaria,
drag
There you go.
Zaria.
So we need to make as much noise. Create hashtag. Let's start from there. We need to make as much. Let it be a topic on channels. Let it be a topic on our rights tomorrow. So let's just make use of. If anybody wants to come up with the hashtag, please do so. Let's do that right now, please. I beg. 1 minute. Back to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy. All right, Mommy B, I see your hands up. As I don't know if you quickly want to say something, but I want to see if we can get a lot of random speakers that have been on the speaker section for so long. So go ahead.
I mean, it's not long. I mean, it's like didn't really give a submission, did I? So I wanted to really get one in about reviewing the protest. I won't take long at all. First and foremost, I am proud of every single person, right, that came out, defied the intimidation, the from the thugs and the police and whoever it is that they sent to your locality. For those who were tear gassed and still went back the following day. To those who saw people gone down in front of them and still returned, right? I'm so very proud because I never thought that a day would come where I would see a protest happen in that way, right? And the other thing I wanted to say really quickly was, hey, if Saddam or N6 says anything on this platform, go and bank it, because when they were saying that the protest would begin from the north, I mean, the energy that we were seeing played out before our eyes, the defiance, even after they saw one man after the other, child included, being shot down, it didn't stop them. Right. And it's like, let us, give an due. I salute every single one of them. Right. They were not mobilized, with money. They were not. giving water. They didn't necessarily even have placards. They were doing branches of trees, right? And I think now that we've seen that, I hope the South is watching, right? Because this is a moving train and it cannot be stopped. Government is only going to try with trying to push legislation to criminal. I mean, imagine criminalizing protest. Eh, you have bandits, right? You have terrorists who has the whole country in its vice, and you've not done anything about that. But you can come and be doing legislation. In fact, this thing about recalling members, I think we need to start showing them, because if as a member of either chambers, right, you vote in support of this bill, or more, we need to start showing them where what the power of the people, because I feel like that is something that they're not scared of us, and so they think they can do and get away with anything whatsoever. But once again, those who have come out, thank you. Those who will come out next time, I'm thanking you in advance, because we need to have that kind of mentality of protest. If you don't like a government policy, come out and protest against it. If they decide to spend money frivolously while you and your family are starving, again, come out and protest. Protest is your right. Do not let any government take it away from you. That's all I came up to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, no vex, I beg. Someone just sent me a hashtag in the DM. Stop dictatorship bill in Nigeria. I think I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think it's a good hashtag from here. Stop dictatorship bill in Nigeria. I think it's very important we start talking about
Yeah,
that
I
bill.
think it's good
So
actually.
I'll post it
Yeah,
right
but
now on the.
I think the bill has a name itself. I think the bill has, this person simply said subversion bill 2024.
What
But
bill
I
is
want to
that?
get subversion bill 2024. I think that's the name of the bill.
It's called Counter Subversion Bill 2024.
Thank
Please
you.
please put it in writing and put it as a let's
Yeah.
have a hashtag with that. Thank you.
I actually saw that counter, but I thought the person was telling me to for us to counter the bill, but I didn't know it was counter subversion bill 2024. So that's the name. So if you want to create a hashtag from that, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, back to you.
Yeah, all right. Quickly, I'm just going to go straight. I'm going to start from Office of the Nigerian Citizen. Then I'm going to go straight to Onimale. From there, we'll go to Fuga. Actually, see Jago. Okay, you spoke just now, so your hand dropped. Sorry. Anyway, let me just start from Office of the Nigerian Citizen, then Onimale, then we'll take it from there.
All right, can you hear me? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Sorry, I hope there's no background noise. Let me start by saying thank you very much to everyone that has taken our time to do this, especially those that are like Dr. Bello, like Prophet El Buba, like Ibrahim. God bless you all for everything that you have done. In fact, there's a lot of things that have already been said, so I'm going to do this in 120 seconds or less. I'll quickly my own personal review of the protests with regards to the reviews thing. At least I'm glad that Prophet Isa has mentioned what he mentioned, but I will always say this, that I'll summarize mine by saying this, that when Jehu was king, he had Elisha. When Ahab was king, he had Elijah. We cannot have an Ahab and expect that Elisha should be the one. God does not raise Elishas for Ahabs. God raised Elijahs for Ahab. Christians understand what I just said. What that means is that when an Ahab decides to rise, then an Elijah has to rise against such an Ahab. That's one. I'm glad that we have already said something about the stop counter subversive bill. That is a bill against citizens' freedom. I have a
Sorry,
complete breakdown.
just 30 seconds to interrupt you and you go back to your submission, please. I just posted on the jumbotron right now. Please, guys, you can choose to retweet the tweet up there, or you can like, or you can just copy the hashtag sub counter subversion bill. And let's get it trending, please. Guys, everybody on the platform, over 1,000 of us, please, everybody, make a couple of tweets with it right now. Let's get this stuff trending right now. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Saddam, please, before this guy goes on, I wanted to also suggest that these politicians, we have to start making them understand that we see them, we know who they are, we know what they do. His name is Tajuddin Abbas, the guy who sponsored the bill. I made one and sent to you. I don't think you've seen your DM. Protest is my right, Tajuddin Abbas. I think we should put his name also in one of the hashtags. We've used two hashtags before on this space. Maybe we can use two. We must put his name. They must start to fear us. His name na Tajuddin Abbas.
I agree, my brother. I agree. Let's please send me. Let me check my DM. Back to you, Office of Nigerian Citizen.
Yes, God bless you. Thank you very much, Chris. I personally really appreciate your passion for this whole thing. God bless you, man. I would say that yes, since I'm glad that we are doing this in the middle of violence space, that this news is coming out at this time. First, I'm going to call out the media people. The first time that Sahara reporters reported this thing, they reported this as if it is an anti-IPOB bill. See, the media needs to begin to understand that these games that they are playing with Nigerian citizens, we cannot continue to tolerate it. Let me start with saying that. When these kinds of things happen, we should not be sugarcoating it under names that I do not understand. So anyway, that's one on one side, right? I'm glad that we are doing this. Please let's make sure that everyone is called out. Everyone that needs to be recalled is recalled. If we have to even go to the streets to make it happen, we need to do that. Another thing I also say that I think I've said everything. So yeah, in the next few seconds, I think I also David Hundein did an interview with Daily Trust. That's probably just me trying to blow his trumpet. That if you have what's the word? David Hundein did an interview on this. I put on my TLR, so you can please go ahead and watch it. He says something about the West and their influence on the African continent. That's also an interesting thing to say. I think at this point I'll use my mic. I've lost my train of thought. So next person, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Office of Nigerian Citizen. Like Chris was saying, I mean, Tajuddin Abbas is here. He has a Twitter account as well. You can tag him while you are on it. And I know you might say it doesn't count for much, but let his handler go and tell him that, sir, something is going on with your account. All right, quickly, let's go now straight to Nimale. After which I'll come to Fugad and Jagun Jagun.
Wait a minute. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Me
go
too,
ahead.
I don't mind. This is what I don't talk about, don't come from my head. But one thing. What I don't talk be say, say now because people don't lay low, say okay, like people don't do good and say people don't do good. Now why that they don't want to bring that bill again? What to have for when they wapa? They won't use that shallow again, come cover, say anybody will talk one thing or the other with the government. So now they don't see say people don't relax. And one thing, I want to talk one thing again. We know they relax. Relax for anybody. Relax. Till 2027, we know they relax. We the protest will go till 2027. We know they relax. But there's we guys there aggressive. See, even though they know they drop the government, more they aggressive till 2027. I go to work. So that they will not say, oh, about try where they come. So that they don't go follow us trying any kind of rubbish. Anything we want to do now, I still talk on the first day. Say on the eve of the posted, I talk say we know safeguard ourselves about tear gas. But people say no point. Nigeria police have understand them. They know they obviously they don't send us. First thing, more go on the money. More go relax, more go strategize back. We never give up. We never give up. Anything. We guys they active. Now my own mission be that till 2027. Shaloya Gurabua, they are gas they boosted till we collect the country back. Thank you.
All right. I like us now making a submission short. Thank you very much, Onimale. All right, quickly, let me go straight now to Fugad and I'll come to Jagun.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Regarding the state of the nation, people are still dying.
Even when people die, you don't even, it's not important to the government anymore. What is important to them is just how to loot the wealth of the nation and, leave the people in poverty. I want to say a big thank you to Prophet Buba Ibrahim, everybody who is behind this. It was a success. Whether you like it, whichever way you want to view it, it was a success because they thought it would never be possible. But you can see the unity of Nigeria. We shake them to their bones. So my own little contribution is that we should not leave those injured behind. We should reach out to them. I cannot imagine like the people who were shot, who survived. Maybe they are in the bed right now, going through pain, because I can relate a little bit. We should not abandon them. We should reach out to them. If necessarily, let's, whatever you can do, you don't really necessary to come on space and contribute. If you can, pay someone's bill. There is hunger in the land. You can imagine maybe them sleeping without even having medication or even having food. And also those people who died, they should be immortalized. Their name should be out. We need to, at least we need to dedicate a day for them, even though to come out in full force and let them know that they did not die in vain. Thank you. I hit my mic.
All right. Thank you very much, Fuga. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, let's go straight to Jagun Django, after which I'll come to Chris.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Good evening, everyone on the space. Let me make it really brief because now same thing we all they talk. Only the deep collect to the deep, just like failure. They call failure, and they give vote of confidence on failure. See, first amongst many is this: number one, let's make sure that we sustain this unity that we struck with this protest. That this first wave of the protest we had. That's number one thing, and it's very, very important. We came a long way, you know, before we could struck that and break that chain, you know. So another one is for me. I just want to bullet my point so that I don't spend more than 1 minute or two. Let's compulsorily make sure that all that has been affected in any way, shape, or form during this first wave are catered for, accounted for, and released if incarcerated. See, for me, that is a way to psychologically booster the confidence of Nigerians to continue to come out, having won, our powers back from these ruiners after long decades of, instead of we being, the hunter, they the bushmeat. The reverse was the way it had been the case. But with this protest, which they tried all best not to allow happen, we have taken back the power and we must build and sustain upon it. Building on that, my people, I notice that it's important that we have a physical structure in guise of a CSO, civil society organization. I saw the need for that in this protest, and that was the gap that Prophet Ishaq stood in the north. I mean, in Plateau State. So let's look into all this, my people, and then reassess, our target demography when it comes to emancipation. The targeted demography is those that have been, deliberately maligned with information so that they have been left to ignorance. This is the target. And like Jimmy rightly said, let's begin to interpret. And Emir said the same thing. Let's take this content and put them down to our local dialects and interpret them in ways that our people, can become nostalgia about. And Boots on Ground really did something like that, and it really helped. So that, my brothers, my sisters, fellow combatants in this struggle, this is just all I've got to say this evening. And I wish us all well in this job.
All right, thank you very much, Jagu, the chief priest that I forgot to add to the to my list of religious group. All right, quickly, let me come now to Chris. After Chris, I'll come to Chico. Some of you are not listening, but I won't call you twice when I come to you. If you're not there, I'll just assume you're not there. I want to try to get as much people before we round up in the next couple of minutes. Chico B. Emmanuel. That's after
Okay.
Chris now. Chris, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Very quickly, Saddam, well-meaning, Jimmy, Mommy B, and our special guest. I think he left now, the prophet. So I just want to say, sorry for being unruly earlier on. I just the passion. I read the bill and I was mad. Like I even forget which have one come up, come talk, but it was crazy. I read it and I was just boiling. So when Jimmy went like Tinubu could it down, I was like, fuck it. Like the anthem when you no one hear, you go hear but it's all for the love of the country. And apologies to everyone as well on this space. That said, just give me a few seconds. I
Notice
mean,
that was what
see,
they played during the Olympics. Thank you. Go
yeah,
ahead, Chris.
the sport confraternity they haven't accepted that thing yet, and it also takes more than just your constitution for that to be accepted in the sport confraternity. So it might take a while, but I just hope that they revert back to the old one before long. So sometimes then when you go through history, it's sad enough that you read how your forefathers were taken away into slavery in foreign lands. But I mean, I won't be a slave in my own country, in my own land. How? And then you want to gag me and tell me, say, make I no protest when it is my right. Look, in fact, at this point, I know they even they fear again. People, all of us, do they hide our face? I know be me. I'm not the one sponsoring. Look, I'm looking for the people organizing the protest. I want to join them. If you be DSS, you be police. I don't care who you be. You did this space. They listen. My name is Chris. I want to go look for them. I go join them. My dollar, I go put them. I am I am sponsoring protest. I am sponsoring protest. And they talk now for this space. It is say it is recorded. Now they hear I am sponsoring protest. Now they found una one gag. Una never start. You talk say we no go protest again. Anybody will sing the old national anthem. You will put them for prison. Now they do the mad. As in the person that is sponsoring the bill, just sit back on your dining table when you're at home or somewhere in your house. Read it to yourself. Now not Korea with day. I know they fear. At this point, they fear. Now me they organize the protest. Come look for me. What kind of rubbish for our own land again? You won't gag me. You won't enslave me for my own land. Ah man, the air country, the air country. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my team. My boots on the ground team. We know what we will do. I hear that this point.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chris. I need Nigerians. I need all of us to know this. This battle is pretty much between the political class and we the people. It's not. There's no other kind of battle going on. This is an outright battle. It's very clear. So, um, let's get ready. All right, quickly. I'm just going to go straight to Chico B. After which I'll come to Sky Girl, then Budget.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Emia Saddam. Good evening, well-meaning Mommy Bolanle, Jimmy, everyone. Good evening. Okay. Yeah, this protest thing, in Abuja, I I participated in Abuja. I was with some of the Abuja people. Like Sarah came to meet us, and I was with Ariwachi, Prince, and the rest. One thing I want to say, the lesson I've learned in this thing is that these our leaders have seen us finish. If you check what has happened in Kenya and what is happening in Nigeria, you will know that these guys have already seen us finish. They to them they felt they have divided us in religion and tribes. So the protests will definitely move to a direction of sentiment and all those things. So they feel as time goes on, we will be divided maybe in tribe or religion. As such, they continue to use money to send malls into the protest ground. They also send talks. Some of the videos that Sarah put out there in her timeline. We're there. Where live. It happens to us. It was like a film. I was so shocked and surprised just holding our protest. You guys, restricted us to Moshood Abiola Stadium, and then we're just trying to, you know, to cope with that, just doing our peaceful demonstration. The next thing we saw was police, in their vans coming to, stop in front of us and start, throwing tear gas. We're asking why, just like that, and we're running. Those who, didn't have car, they were running and they went after them to arrest them. Some of us that came with car, we had to enter our cars and start driving. And when we're driving, we pass, talks at the bridge, bridge going to central area from that stadium. We saw talks in their white buses, these Hummer buses. In fact, not Hummer buses, the other bigger, buses. They were just, parked there with their cutlasses, with their, stick, with their daggers and everything. And then police van was there. Police people were there protecting them. And then when we passed, me and Arewachi, we went and turned around. We said, okay, let's come back so that we can be able to video them. We didn't know that Sarah had already videoed them. Later, Sarah called us that they were after her because they saw her videoing them, and then they now went after her. It was like a James Bond. Sarah drove like a James Bond in Abuja that day because after a while we had to trace her to go and meet her, and then try to support her to give her backup. We saw what my eyes saw that day. I couldn't believe it. That our government can hire thugs in buses. You can imagine in buses coming with cutlasses and everything to come and disperse, protesters. One thing I want to say in this whole thing is that, sincerely speaking, our opposition have failed. All our opposition leaders like PDP, even the Labour Party, the AMPP, all of them have. Nigeria has become like, if I just lose the election, let me just go back to my coven. Let me just go back to my shield. Let me just wait until next time, until 2027. Is that what it has become? The so-called
Mm.
politicians are not now coming out to say that this is not democracy. This is like
Yeah.
it's turning out to be like a military regime right now. How can we be in our country we cannot protest peacefully? And everybody, the whole world knows that these people are just coming with their agenda, using money, using talks and everything to make sure that this peaceful protest turn out to be violent. But nobody is saying
Yeah.
anything. You understand? PDP have not they have not held any press release. They have not said anything about all this thing that has happened. So I just want to say, sincerely speaking, we need to strategize. Just like what
Yeah.
Prophet El Buba said, Jos On was very peaceful. But please, Abuja on should be very, very, as Abuja, other places, I mean, should be very, very organized. We should be able to have our own securities from within us so that we can be able to
Yeah.
protect ourselves and make sure that, next time we do it better than, what we did this time around. May God
All
help us. I
right.
believe that will get better in Jesus' name.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ikobi. Thank you. I mean, that story you gave, Sarah, will actually giving a breakdown. I'm glad that at least you were there to also corroborate that entire. It's not a story. For me, it's a very crazy experience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Let me just quickly now go to Sky Girl, after which I'll come to budget. Sky Girl, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Um, really, a lot of people have said a lot of things that I actually want to say, but really, now is the time to get back our country because these guys are oppressors. They are just oppressing us, and it's getting too much. Um, the one thing again is Nigeria itself is not even organized. Like the south is divided, the west is divided, the north is divided because we just all have to come together and agree on something to do. The people that are already trying to make things better, so people like Dan Bello that are voicing out. I really love the fact that the northerners are getting educated because these people only follow their leaders. I've been in the north for a long time, so northerners don't just react. During this protest that passed, and they were like, oh, people are destroying things and all that. I'm like, no, you don't just see people just destroying things or looting things like that. This NCC, or what they call it, that they said they went to loot. There's no way you say that place wasn't guarded. Like someone or some people, the government just left that place open and allowed them to enter and loot it. So everything is all planned just to make it look like, oh, Nigerians, because we allowed you to protest, you turned everything to violence. Like they are always one step ahead, like steps ahead of us. And I don't just know. I just need we are very, very talented. We go to other countries and we excel. I don't know why we can't just do this in our country. These are people that have been leading us for years, like even before many of us were born, and they are still there. How are we going to stop this? Because it's just crazy. Whenever I think about it, I'm like, is there even a way we can do this? Is it even possible? Because these people they've it just seems like they've overtaken everything. Like, is it the oil sector? Is it education? Is it everything? I no longer believe in the government. Anything I hear them say on the radio, I'll be like, no, it's a lie. It's very hard to just believe them. They'll just call one amount of money that they want to give out and all that. At the end of the day, you will not see anything. These things are not going to imagine if someone like Dangote is complaining. Like what will it take for us to have our own refinery in Nigeria? If the news they said about him having a refinery in Malta is not true, then why don't they want this Dangote refinery to work? A lot of things have gone wrong. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just I just feel like I just pray that there's a way, like we can get it back. We can get our voice back, like the youth. These protests, they will always hijack it. That's the thing. They will always hijack it. We
All
just
right.
need
All right.
people at the top to really support us. I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying, but
Yeah, totally. I get you, Sky
I
Girl.
just I just hope and pray that it all gets better, like very, very soon. We'll not stop fighting, we'll not stop talking, we'll not stop asking, we'll not stop begging and praying for the best. And I just pray that we get it in this our time before we all die. Seriously.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Yeah. I like your introductory statement that we need to keep fighting. It's very relevant. And I'm glad we all know what the government is doing. I said it earlier. This battle is pretty much the government versus the political class, not just government now, the political class versus the people. So we need to, they are not going to make it easy. There's nobody, even some of you, if you're there, you will not make it easy. So let's remain resilient. All right, quickly, I'm going to go to budget, after which I'll come to Abdul Adam. Budget, please go ahead.
I greet everybody here. So it has shown that Nigerians have woken up, even though the ruling class has always pushed division amongst us. That jinx is breaking little by little. And for the national anthem, nobody in this country will make me sing any national anthem that reminds me of the struggles of my ancestors, the slavery my people went through, all what we have fought to get independence. And at this 21st century, where we should be looking forward, we should be looking at giving people, giving the future a better platform so that our children can come up to a better Nigeria. Someone is trying to take us back to where we are coming from. I will not sing it and let the worst that will happen, let it happen. And for security, I don't know what is happening because these rulers we have think we are fools. Most of them have 50 to only God knows the amount of security personnel amongst them because they know themselves that they are not even secured. And they are in a country whereby they are telling everybody to just have patience, be praying. They tell our religious leaders to come and tell us to be praying. Nigeria has always been a praying nation. Nobody needs to tell Nigerians to go and pray. What we want is people that we voted into power, they should be doing what they were voted for. Make laws that will benefit Nigerians. Create favorable environment that will benefit Nigerians. Build infrastructures. Invest in Nigerians so that people can actually wake up, do something, and get monetary value to sustain themselves. We're not asking for much. Why are they making it so difficult? Just within this weekend till now we are speaking, personally, on my own terms, I have counted more than 100 Nigerians that were killed across the country. Over 100 Nigerians that were kidnapped across the country. And nobody from the elites or from the ruling class is saying anything. They are just interested in what they are going to get for their pockets. But they should know these protests are just started. It is just the beginning. It is like we are just testing the water. Let's see whether it is cold or hot. But we are entering. And the next one that is coming, they are going to feel it much harder than they felt this past one. We are in it for all we can get out of it. Because if we are going to continue sitting down and doing nothing, we will still come back in the next 100 years to be talking about these issues we have been talking about for the past how many decades. Enough is enough. Whatever it is, they can't kill us all. Rather, if they try that or try to go down that route of saying that anybody that comes out, they are going to kill as many people as they can, at the end of the day, they will be the ones that will meet their own ends when they go down that route. Nobody is. I've reached a level that to die is I've seen everything. I've felt it all, done it all, and seen it all. Nobody can intimidate me in this country, and Nigerians also are not intimidated. The North has
Yeah.
always been calm. The North has always been accommodating of all this nonsense because regardless of how it is, we could eat, our people could eat, they could farm, at least feed themselves, their families, and sell the remaining excess they get from their farming for monetary value to get other expenses. But now that is impossible. Many people have been pushed out of their communities. People cannot farm. Farmers have been killed over the years. For how long can we continue like that? Everybody is just sitting. And it's going to be actually detrimental to any politician that thinks that it's going to be business as usual. The game has changed. We know how the game is played. We know how they have been playing it. We have just been keeping quiet, not because we cannot take actions. And they are going to see actions in the coming days, months, until 2027. They are not going to have rest. Since they said Nigerians will not rest, they will not rest too.
They too will not
They will
rest.
not rest. And
Thank you very
one finally, I'm also advocating. Let's know how our senators, our House of Representatives are voting in their respective chambers, because a lot of them just go there to, vote for their interests. Some time ago, a bill was passed to know, okay, let's checkmate how the money that goes for security spending is. Most of them said nay to the vote. They don't want it to be checked, which means they are gaining from it. And these are the kind of things. If we know that we have voted you to go there and you are going there to be voting for your own interest, we know that you are voting against security for Nigeria, we call you back. It's as simple as that. Life is not hard. We end up complicating things for ourselves. So I'm
Yeah.
advocating. Let's know how everybody in Senate and House of Representatives votes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Budget. Thank you very much. I like, I mean, I think this is a strong awakening that needs to come upon every one of us. We need to know that this battle is, someone said earlier that, I mean, at this point, it's almost like, especially in the National Assembly, party doesn't play a role. Everybody just goes there. I mean, some try. I'm not going to ignore that, but it becomes very difficult. Once you get there, it's something else. Someone just told me my dear, I've been reckoning that this is a fight between the people. Did you notice we went into this protest saying fuel price should reduce? They found a way to make it happen that we left the protests with fuel price higher than it was when we entered. One of the demands of this protest, at least from some quarters, was for the national anthem to be reversed. But now, in reverse, they are trying to enforce the national anthem. So this is a clear battle. These people are fighting battle. Now we the thing say these people are fighting like an actual battle with the people. So it's the case of we see strong pass. So this is not the time to cower. This is the time to actually fight really for our country. Abdul, please quickly go ahead. After which I'll come to Mr. Steve.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So, our problems are many, and we have been discussing about them since. The refineries are not working, and somebody is saying, like, do you know that they are still paying refinery workers? Even at Jakuta, when they work, they pay it. I saw the news not long ago that for over 10 years they have been paying them about 38 billion naira of salary. At Jakuta, we never see light of the day. Talk less of refinery where Buhari don't budget. Jonathan, what do you mean? Chief Olusegun Obasanjo sold it. When Yar'Adua come, he reversed it. They assured him that it will work. He released some funds. We no see work. Jonathan, Buhari, he released money to for what? For the resuscitation of the refineries. We don't see anything. Even this administration, they are putting more money there. So there is just a way of siphoning money. Then for the issue of Malta, I think Mbello has stated some facts already. Because people that are already there, they have testified that yes, we are now importing from Malta. So why sudden change from India and Belgium to Malta? Dangote has to come out and fight like a comrade to be given fuel, crude oil from Nigeria. Where's the crude oil they are selling? Where's the crude oil they are exporting? Why not sell it to indigenous person that will refine it and give us this?
Abdul, Dala Gajira. Kate, Dangote have to come and do what?
He has to come out and fight like a comrade for him to be given fuel.
Aluta.
Aluta. So, and for these bills, they have already tested us and see that we can do nothing. If not, how on earth will National Assembly in one day pass a bill, first reading, second reading, third reading in one day and submit it? No any physical reactions from Nigeria. National anthem that since when I grew up, that's the one we have been reading in school, and then one day you just can't change it. And then no physical reactions from Nigerians. We only did reactions online. They saw it. Oh, these ones are fools. And even for protesters in Abuja, they use court order. Don't go anywhere. You go to National Assembly Stadium. They went there. They used tear gas, firing on people. We that blocked Kubwa Expressway. They can't use police shooting live bullets and tear gas to disperse people, and then everybody can run. They say, this one, they not ready. But I'm telling you, the next protest they go see, no even date. They no go even see date because people are already tired. And the one that they are saying of Kano that only children, maybe people that you only saw videos online, old people were there. It was scholars and some people that have to call people that let's give them time. We know we are not giving these people, give them 4 years that this same nonsense they will be doing. So which time? It is either they correct it or not. Then we'll know what is our line of action. We know they will not correct it. You can see it now. The fuel is now over 1,000 in some areas. The electricity, they are forcing people to move from band B to band A. They banded it themselves, and now they're even forcing people to move from band B to band A with no stable electricity.
I'm doing, I'm doing, you know,
In case of Bello, he has just exposed a APC commissioner just recently, and people are calling for his head. No, they are not even calling for the head of Yahya Bello. We stiff how much? The former accountant general will still 109 billion naira under investigation by EFCC is silent now. Bello Turji is there in Zamfara doing the nonsense like he even accused the Minister of Defense of sponsoring bandits. Life is in Nigeria, a bandit will come and say he want to give away for social media and DSS are blind. Now people
Oh, my
will
brother, that
want
one weak
protest,
me. Hey, hey,
they
hey.
see catch.
Madam, that one weak me when I see that. Hey, and people they send
Bandits they
account
do
to,
give away for social media, for TikTok,
and people are sending their
and
account.
people are dropping accounts tell you how some Nigerians are. They are dropping accounts.
I'll do,
Our
you don't do.
lawmakers that are supposed to hold the executives uh, in hand to checkmate them, they are not doing their job. They end up to philanthropy and paying these people's scholarships, something that is supposed in a normal functioning company is supposed to do this. Even on this scholarship loan, Nelfon, that they are telling us that they are giving student loan. When I finished BUK, the last registration fee I paid was 40,000. In 1 year, they increase it for our own department from even reach 40, 34, 5,039. In the next year was 140 something. You added 100,000 upon registration fee in just from one session to another, and then you come and force people to collect loan, and you want us to celebrate the loan. They sacrifice. You are not even sacrificing the amount of money you are using buying jeeps up and down. You are using our money to travel abroad. Then you want us to sacrifice we the poor people. Now we won't make it sacrifice. Bandits are there operating freely. If you see the kind of heavy security they employed in Abuja, you'll think, say, why do we even have a security problem in Nigeria? I say, we have this type of soldiers on the ground, 4,200 police. You are putting them every junction in Abuja from Zuba to central area. You'll find a police car with police people stationed there. But still, bandits are doing what they like in Zamfara. They will kill this village today. They will move to the next, and then we are expecting we'll not even have food inflation. Zamfara, Katsina, Niger, Sokoto, they are all farming states, and these people are being killed. NIMET cannot even predict well that they will be rain or they will not be rain. Allow farmers just to go and plant. If they see rain, if they don't see rain, not even plan for irrigation. How many dams do we even have? The NCC office they destroyed, as one of the people, one of the speakers mentioned, is just deliberate. They allow it to be looted so that they will say, this is the bad effect of protest. We tell you don't protest. That is it. That NCC, listen, anybody that know Kano State, it is located at Rest Course. Rest Course is less than 3 kilometers to the government house of Kano State and less than 2 kilometers to Bompai. That is Kano State police headquarters. And then people were looting it for how many hours? No police could show up. our lawmakers are there as philanthropists instead of checkmating the executives. Judiciary salary has been increased so that they will now use the judiciary as they wish. Send people they like to prison. Go, they don't like to prison. Look at this useless bill they are bringing that we cannot insult any leader. We cannot let them try it.
All
We will
right.
insult them. These are just my submissions.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
I'll your submission. If not for time, like you are, you be like say now one of na rant space specialist because the way they drop the factual points back to back, fact upon fact, has been pointed out. You know, he mapped that NCC office in Abuja, literally in Kano State, to tell you that that was, of course, that was a plot. By thank you very much, Abdul. That was a very sound submission. Do endeavor to join us often. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight to Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Well meaning, Saddam, Antibola, everybody, I greet the house. Thank you for keeping the fort as usual on this Church of Violence. I just wanted to come up to kind of share my very much satisfaction and pride in all of us, Nigerians of goodwill. I understand some persons are kind of discouraged to say, oh, the protest should not end. Why is it ending? Well, the protest has not ended. I think Jimmy said something in the last space we were together that there are many ways to protest. 10 days was physical protest on the streets, and we met with the government violence and all that. But there's still protests going on, and bad governance is still a trend, which I encourage everyone to continue to tweet. Saddam, I saw you at the big space yesterday, and I went to the comment section and dropped the flag, end bad governance in Nigeria, so that the whole world will be seeing it. Me, I'm not stopping. Oh, anything I'm tweeting, I'm putting end bad
I
governance.
dropped down with you now.
Uh, in fact, Saddam, I couldn't enter that space yesterday, but God no green. Later, I was able to enter. At least I was among the 1 point something million people. Anyway, we'll talk about that one another day. I know that is a divisive topic. But on this conversation, the wins are so many. The journey to recover Nigeria, it took 60 plus years to get to where we are. Let's just be realistic. It took 60 plus years to get here. So it will take a while, not 60 years, maybe a couple of months. But we are chipping away at the hydra monster of impunity, of dictatorship, of where we are not citizens. I always remember Kudele Farotimi that says we are not citizens. We are only striving to become one. And I think what is clear to me, including this bill that we're talking about right now by the speaker, is just as a matter of fact, they are doubling down. They have been panicked. They realize that the game is changing. So if you're a Nigerian that participated on this space, you should take your flowers. There is nothing to say that this was not a monumental success. Nobody expected this bad government to give you good government. They are not capable of it. If Tinubu could do well, he would. He would have done it right from day one. And you know what he did on day one? Subsidy is gone, right? So we're not expecting this government to suddenly become good. They are not capable of it. You cannot give what you don't have. But what is important is that we are beginning to grow a citizenship base that is active, which is what a democracy needs. You and I are now tracking government bills. Imagine we are talking on the space about a bill that is being going through reading. This was not the talk conversation before. Before we talk of BB Niger, talk of nonsense. I think we are moving forward. Our political spaces are well attended. I'm very proud of everybody. So be encouraged and continue to do what our brother Dambelo is doing. I think he's one of the single most effective. I don't know. I saw a tweet today that Interpol has arrested him, and my heart dropped to my stomach, only to realize that it was children. Oh my goodness. That's to tell you that everybody is rooting for this guy. He's a celeb and he's just doing his own thing from his own corner. Just imagine if everybody becomes Dambelo on your own circle, how much more you move the ball. I want to thank you all. I just also wanted to say during the time of the protest, and including active protest, I should say, because the protest is still on, we got a lot of casualties. And thank God for the privilege to have the platform we use. Save Nigeria Group have been able to compile names, and we are making donations to help a lot of people. Right now, we have people in Suleja in the hospital. There was a guy named Presdo that came to my space yesterday, and he gave first-hand account of how he witnessed the killing of people. And there's even a 14-year-old boy, which is on my timeline, has a bullet lodged in his spine. And this boy did nothing wrong except to cry that there's hunger and we want good government in Nigeria. So they cannot continue to lie to us on the media to say they didn't use a bullet, because there's a boy with a bullet in his spine as we speak. There's other several bullet wounds here and there. People were killed. So I want to encourage every one of us to not drop the ball. Before you quit on this fight, you need to resurrect the dead, because when we all started, we were together. It's important at this point we don't quit on those who have lost their lives. So let us remember them. I like what someone says about immortalizing them. So the tweets are on, and if you have information of those we have not heard about, because I'm sure there are many, please share with folks, share with me and others. Let us not forget those that have been killed. There's also this sister in Abuja, Madam Angel, whose house was broken into 4 days or 5 days ago, and 2 a.m. She and her son in Wuse, Abuja, saw marksmen break into her house, arrested her, and they've refused to release her. And we suspect that they are DSS. She's not a terrorist. She has not committed any crime that we know of. She just came out to protest in Abuja. And for some reason, she's among the many people that they are just detaining without trial, violating any rule on the book. So this fight is on. Of course, they will do what they do, but we must not back down. And I just want to encourage everyone, end bad governance is not ending anytime soon, because what started the protest, which is hunger, insecurity, unemployment, they are still very much there today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve. Yes, so our protest leaders, hunger, insecurity, they are still very much available. The leaders of the protest. All right. I mean, I was
Sorry,
over.
well meaning, real quick, I beg. Mr. Steve mentioned something about the guy that got shot. I think I saw that picture. Did anyone else see that picture? Let's put aside the fact that there's a bullet still inside that guy. Did you see the work the so-called doctor did? That wasn't a stitch or stitches. It be like say dem load cassava inside sack. They can't swam. Did you see the way they did someone's skin together? That's not how you stitch a bullet wound. That's to show you, that sent a message that the qualified medical doctors we have in that country, they are all, what we have now is quack doctors. Did you guys see the quality of what they did to that guy's back? Man, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Just to add to this, the president mentioned to us that the father of this boy has many children. He's not able to feed them. As a matter of fact, they're among those children that just struggle every day just to get by. And some of the donations they are receiving is even to give the father to feed the boy. And right now, the boy still moves, but they said if they try to remove the bullet, he may lose his ability to move, and it will cost millions of naira. So we are hoping and praying that it does not have a nerve damage. This is just one sample of over 100 plus people that are casualties of this evil. I don't want to be emotional, but I just want us not to dare think about giving up. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve. All right, I'm just going to end with Yusuf. Kindly, in about 2 minutes, just chip in. Go ahead, Yusuf.
Yeah, good evening, Ms. Saddam, Mommy B, uh, well meaning Uncle Jimmy, everyone on the space. Good evening. I love you all and thank you for all you guys doing. I just thought about jumping on the space. I've been having network issues. I didn't enjoy Violence Space much today, but I saw that the network is stable, so I decided to pick up the mic. Now, the primary tool these people have and are using is simply intimidation. That's just I'm up here to tell you because if you know what you're going there to face, at least you'll be more prepared for it. The primary tool they're using is simply intimidation. When they take you there to the DSS, first-hand experience is by yelling, shouting at you, and quoting things that your head cannot carry, tell you that they are going to go after your family, your business, what have you. So you have to prepare your mind. First, you have to understand that Nigeria is already a mess. Your business is as useless as anything. For you who are listening, I prefer speaking these things in Hausa, but let me use the English today. Your business is as good as nothing. So if anybody says he's attacking your business, it's as good as doing what he has already been doing. And then if anyone says your life is at risk, you should be aware that nowhere is safe in Nigeria, whether you are in your house or you are outside. Bandits are coming to people's house and taking them. And when you're on the way, they shoot and they kill, or they carry you into captivity. What? So you are not safe anywhere. So the best thing is for you to sacrifice your life to have a better Nigeria for our future children. Now, I won't capitalize on that too much. Everyone already knows what's in. So I'm just saying that everyone should gain courage. But I'm strongly suggesting whenever we are starting another round, whenever we are ready to start another physical protest, I suggest and I strongly suggest that we take INEC into high consideration. We occupy INEC because the National Assembly guys are away. They are running away. Now, this is what we have been analyzing with some of my people. We think if the National Assembly guys run away, we are having Edo election coming up. So if we occupy INEC in Edo and in every state, if it will affect the constitution, there is no option than the National Assembly to come back. On doctrine of necessity, they have to come back and make any new laws or amendments that needs to be made. So automatically they have nowhere to run to. In case you think the National Assembly guys have run, so you don't have anybody to go and hold responsible. And I don't know why we, the citizens, are so much afraid of government establishments that we cannot go and occupy them. We should just go ahead, occupy these places, and make it so uncomfortable for them that they will have to. Because the last protest, I believe we achieved so much, but there is still so much we can achieve. And the last thing I would say is that if we make the mistake, Abdul, please mute. If we make the mistake of allowing these people believe that we have given up, I tell you, we are going to regret it more than ever. We
Sure.
aren't going to enjoy anything we have ever hoped to enjoy, and it will be worse than it was before the protest.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I indulge Nigerians. We have to wake up and take back our country. We don't have another, so we have to treat this one as precious as it is and dear as it is to us. Thank you. I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much, Yusuf, for that. Pretty much an admonition, and uh, thank you. I think that apologies to those going to bring up. Of course, there's never a best point to end it. So sometimes if you want to wait till there's the best point to end the space, it's always difficult. You probably just keep going and going, and it's sometimes difficult. But a lot has been said into this space or tonight's space. Started yesterday night actually. Um, I will just re-echo what I've said earlier. We are pretty much in a battle. I think the earlier we start seeing it like that, the better for us. We are not in a plea. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to describe it. We are in a battle. The only difference is that um, we are not. First of all, we are not equipped enough to pursue that battle by violence, and we also don't want to pursue it by violence, right? Or we would rather not pursue it by violence. Let me put it like that. But we need to recognize that the current establishment, I think they are really not I think, they are really hell bent on breaking Nigeria. Like, one of the first things you do when you get a slave, if you watch like slavery movies, or probably you won't have the privilege of a great grandfather or mother that experienced the slave era, one of the first things you do when you want to enslave somebody is to break them. You break them mentally, physically, every way possible. I think APC has seen that, Nigerians are rising up, or have risen up really, at least in mass. So they've resolved. It's really a battle, to be honest. I really wish there's a way I can describe it. They want to break. Also, it's left for us, and I'm glad that from what I'm seeing, from all indication from this space today alone, I've heard things in this space. I just heard Yusuf now says one would have thought that someone that they're attacking his business would be like, make I just keep quiet too. But I just heard him. Like, I'm using him because the most recent one, but I've heard a lot of things. You know, Yusuf now just said that if they're attacking your business, what are you even? I mean, in the first place, was the business thriving? In the first place, if the business is thriving, you probably will not be interested in the protest, right? And like I said earlier, even Ibrahim earlier was saying, someone that was with the police went from one station to another, went through the entire process, still talking about it. So I think that should be a source of encouragement to anybody. If there's no encouragement to you enough, then the truth is that you probably do not deserve the good governance you are craving. But the good thing is that for those, and that's a huge majority that really want good governance, that should be encouragement for you. Individually, we can't do it alone, but collectively, everybody doing what they can. Dambelo is somewhere doing what he can. We heard Prophet Issa today doing what he can. Like, everybody's just doing what they can to, at the end of the day, we all coalesce in one place and become a strong force. But I need to emphasize again what I said earlier on this space. Whenever the next major gathering, like I said, please try to be protesting more often, be practicing protest. Protest makes perfect. Put it like that. Be practicing it. Practice it more often with your small area. Protest in your street against things. Protest in your local government against it. Start to practice, because the time is going to come where we are going to need all we have practiced. And for me, I think the bulk of that particular time should be in Abuja. I strongly stand for occupying Abuja. I strongly stand for it. I wish there was a way I could multiply myself to do it, but I know I can't do it alone. And but I know together we can do it. So please, let's keep doing what we can. Don't forget this conversation about this bill. We know it's very wrong to put people's phone number and contact details in public spaces. It's very wrong. That, if you notice on the jumbotron, Spell is advising you people not to put it. So if you notice there's a phone number in the jumbotron, please do not be putting phone number. Like, listen to Miss Spell what she's saying. Don't put the phone number. What is enough for the wise? At least you can see the phone number. But let's not stay quiet on this. Let's not. Let's not. This is breaking of slavery. Let's not. All right. Thanks everybody for coming. Apologies for those that couldn't bring up. Hopefully on Thursday, not hopefully, certainly, most likely on Thursday, we'll be here again to continue the conversation. Nigeria matter not the finish, normal level. All right, Saddam, over to you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you guys. I think we have come to the end of today's space again. I think we just reiterate some things I said earlier on. Also because I think when I made my submission, we're very few in the house. Um, and I would advise many of us, please, if we go restart the space again, you hear, I think I said some very meaningful things there. I can't say everything, but I just say the little that what we're in for is a project. It's a marathon and not a sprint. Many people want it to be done now. Just in the natural nature of humans is that we want things to be done now. We want everything now, now, now. I wish Nigeria can change now. But unfortunately, it's not possible. It's going to be a process. Phases, a process that entails different phases, and we have passed the first phase. It's just like building a house. You start from the foundation. We have built the foundation whereby we have proven to the whole world that Nigerians can actually come out and fight for their rights. I don't care what you might say, whether it had to take hunger, it had to take bad governance, whatever it had to take. We can all agree that Nigerians have tasted blood. We now understand what it means to come out and fight for our rights. And we now understand that even though we have many people that paid the supreme price, that their death will not be in vain. Those that have been incarcerated, we are doing everything possible to get them out. Supporting all those that have been hospitalized. And as Prophet Isa said, it's like a warfare. He that runs and fights is not a coward. He lives to fight another day. We Nigerians will come back stronger because this is a warfare for the soul of this country. If there's something the establishment know how to do, is to be consistent. Their masters are being consistent in stealing, consistent in creating hardship, consistent in milking the system, in turning things around for themselves. We also that are striving for a better country, we have to be consistent also in our messaging, in our push, in our drive, in everything we do as a people. So, and I say this because I know I have always followed this trend. Whenever there's like we anticipate something in the country that doesn't come forth, Nigerians, especially online, we take a deep dive, boom, and you see many people just lose hope and everything. Please, you cannot fight these people and you lose hope. You cannot fight these people. We cannot fight these people and we take a blow to the face and we say, no, we have to take that blow, fall down, stand up, rise again. Tinubu and his gang of criminals are stubborn thieves. Shebi they said they want pass bill, make we know they cost them, make we know they insult them, make you let you see the level these criminals are ready to go. They will do everything to consolidate power. We are also meant to be ready to do everything to make sure they don't consolidate power. And that's why we're on this platform. We will keep coming out here every single Tuesday and Thursday as God will have it, every 8 p.m. Just to make sure that we keep this conversation going on, because honestly, many people are Nigerians, we know ourselves, we are quick to move on. We are quick to move on, we are quick to just give in, we are quick to just give, and that's why we are in this shit hole for the past 60 years. Every circle, you start and we quit. We start and we quit, and these criminals will never quit. And every time we quit, every circle we quit, they use that circle to re-empower themselves, reinforce themselves, get stronger. And you that quit 4 years ago, you don't want to come back in 2027 to fight the people that have groomed themselves and fortified themselves. We're meant to be on the matter till they say enough is enough. We just have to stay on topic, stay on the matter, and push as much as possible. So please, guys, keep the end bad governance tweets going out there. Keep the hashtag going out there. We're talking about this, but I think tomorrow, all this, everyone, please go on this speaker Abbas page, pay him visit, tweet at him, use the hashtag, the stop subversion bill. What's the hashtag? Let me even check the hashtag again, please. Stop counter subversion bill. Please, everybody, let's jump on this hashtag. Let's get it trending so that by tomorrow, when we talk about this trending stuff, when people think like this, when we started End Bad Governance hashtag, look at where we have pushed it to. There is power when we do these things. There is power when we do these things. And it became a talk of the town. That's why when we set eyes on the judiciary, it looks like we just talk am. When we say these things, it goes extra, because right now I thank God for people like Arise TV that are always doing what's trending. They always get to talk about these hashtags. So please, guys, and that is exactly how even people that are not on social media get to see these things. All of us should make sure that all our WhatsApp stories, Instagram stories are pushing up this bill, because I think this particular one should be what we might even push Nigerians to the wall because these guys are mad. And also, I want to call out our media organizations. I've always said it every time I said it on some of my Twitter. I say the media are culpable. The media are in bed with the establishment. It's a global phenomenon everywhere. Look at how they try to frame this news now. If you read beyond, they know that Nigerians don't read beyond the headlines. They try to frame this news like, oh, it's anti-IPOB bill. Because they know that the moment you throw such a name out there, Nigerians will not read the news. Will just allow it to pass on. Until you now read into the bill and see that these demons, what they're masking as anti-IPOB bill is actually to take out the rights of every Nigerian. So please, guys, let our voices be very loud. Make this tweet out there, push it out there as much as possible. Let's call this crooked speaker. God bless everyone that came out today. Please, if you didn't get a chance to speak, it's not intentional. We did our best to make sure we bring as much people up as possible. But these spaces have a time cap, and we have exceeded our time by probably 2 hours plus. But it has been worth it because we got to listen to intelligent Nigerians, people that put their lives on the front line. Prophet Issa, I think he's still in the building. Thank you so much, sir. My brother Bello, keep the good work going. Uh, every single of it has contributed one way or the other to making sure this country gets better. This time is ours. If we choose to run away from it, our children will one day wake up to fight this struggle. Because one thing I am certain is that these criminals in power will never stop until we stop them. Nobody's coming from anywhere to save us. It is Nigerians that will stand up and say enough is enough. We're about to take back our country and save ourselves. If not, 30 years time from now, 30 years time from now, we'll be back probably on the metaverse, on Mars or somewhere. Maybe space because I will not, God forbid me, I'm going to do this space beyond. I can't do this space beyond this season. Our children will say, daddy and mommy, why didn't you fight? I said, no, we fought for 3 years though, and we tried and we gave up. Because people that fought in 1993 gave up, and many of them jacked out of the country. They are the ones in diaspora today shouting. Many that was meant to fight democracy for 1993, they ran away after fighting small. 30 years later now, we are in a mess. You can choose to keep quiet and the next 30 years, look at when the Buhari come into power. It's already 9 years now. How old are you? How old am I? How old we will be? If these freaking criminals, look at this man that is closer to the grave, trying to pass bills that will change this country. Someone that is about, that doesn't have 20 years again to live on earth, even if except God permits. So please, guys, we have to really stay on this matter. I know it is difficult to stay on topic. Maybe sometimes we get tired. I'm like, I didn't want to even start today's space. The actual, but we just have to come out. Let them know that we are not going to be tired. Thank you, my brother, Well Me Nigeria. Thank you, Mommy Bolanle. My brother Jimmy, thank you so much for always coming out on time. You're just one amazing person. Thank you. My brother, Mr. Steve. Abdul, A.O. Yusuf, thank you so much. Kaina, I see you. My sister Pels. Um, Big Mark, thank you so much. Real Ever Best. Joe Bidian, my brother, thank you so much. The Violence Space team, cast and crew behind the scene, making sure we stream these spaces across multiple platforms. Thank you so much. The Violence Space radio station, Violence Space YouTube, Violence Space Facebook, all of you listen to us on those platforms. Thank you so much for joining us one more time. We're back on Thursday, God's willing. Same time, 8 p.m. My brother Omega XD, thank you. John Veal, thank you so much. Mami Anka Didi, thank you so much. Abukina Geri, Hey Franny, Gospel for Nigeria, Justice, Kolade, Fuga, my brother, thank you so much. Oluwa Damilari, thank you so much. Mami Madonna, Sarah Ibrahim, my sister, thank you. Ariwa Chik, Dr. Olu, Dreams, say you're my sister, thank you. I got the oil. I have to, let me do for a free promo. Please, guys, patronize my sister. Sayon, she has the best coconut oil in town, the best Shea Oil in town. Please patronize her and thank me later. Just use promo code Violence Space and you get a discount. And also to our sister Godswill for Nigeria, please, on behalf of the Violence Space, we are mourning with you. Our sister Godswill lost her mom. It's a trying time for her. Please, if you we all know her, I call her my English sister. Please reach out to her, show her love. Be with her in these moments that her family needs her. Let her know that she has a family out here also and grieving with her. Thank you so much. I see every one of you. Chris, my brother, thank you. Oduntutu, Tony, Fetch, OIK, Estate, my brother Mike, Onima.